Thanks so much to our title sponsor, Visit Bloomington. We would not be here without them. Check them out, visitbloomington.com.
Hey, say, honey, let's go out to eat. Relieve our culinary duties. With all these restaurants to sweep us off our feet, they're bound to turn us into foodies. Oh, no dishes, no dishes, no dishes. We'll have a bottle of wine, relax and have a good time. No dishes, no dishes.
We're back with our first ever return guest, the one and the only, the owner of Mother Bear's Pizza, Mark Hajduk. Hey!
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm the best.
All downhill from here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you're like, who do you have on next week? Papa John's?
Don't start.
Yeah.
I threatened Papa John on Wish TV like 3 weeks ago up in Indy.
What happened?
We were doing, so Visit Bloomington, actually. Look,
Yeah.
we're already starting off hot,
Hey-o,
baby. Starting
thank
off
you,
hot,
Visit.
baby. They set up a bunch of restaurants in Bloomington with going up to,
Yeah.
I think their Indie Live show.
Mm-hmm.
And so I made a couple pizzas on air. It was quite a trip, but they asked me a question. You know, it's like morning TV, so they're all peppy and ready to go. And they asked me, like, where's Mother Bear's in 30 years? And I said something like, well, after this third store gets going, then, we'll have 10 stores across the Midwest, and Papa John's will be 6 feet underground. And I was just like, I'm on morning television. I need media training.
No.
So here we are.
Yeah, you're like,
ready-
just don't get me on a whatever call with the board, because
No.
all downhill from there.
No, I think Shaq and Papa John could take me, but there's it'd be a good tag team match. I could find somebody on staff to back me up.
Yeah, I mean, you can get Sean in there.
Oh yeah, Big Sean
Oh yeah,
for sure.
all that.
Actually, we have Sean and Steve, the two GMs. They're bigger dudes, and I'll
Okay.
just be like the Jim Cornette manager.
Yeah.
Runs around with like a pizza paddle instead of a tennis racket.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
I'm here for that. Yeah, dude, I did it. I did that morning. It was a Wish TV on Meridian.
Yep.
Yeah, I did that one. It was a lot of fun. And then they were trying to reach out to the Chocolate Moose in Farmland because they had like a grill fire or something. I'm like, no, this is the one in Bloomington, but I'll come on. It was their afternoon show. So I just went up and did that.
Yeah. Okay.
And dude, it's a hoot. But it's like,
Oh, it is.
I mean, this is like not live. And I do a radio show every week, but it's radio. It's not in front of this camera. So to do live in front of a camera scared the shit out of me.
Really?
Yeah. Were you good? Were you just no nerves at all?
Oh, I was ready to go. I mean, it's more. For some reason, I was okay. Like it's I swear a lot, and I say ridiculous shit to
Like
my
Papa John's being 6 feet under.
Yeah, like why are you gonna threaten a national pizza chain owner with death? So I was more, and also I was like cooking half baked pizzas. So my mind was kind of like, make sure I don't burn this shit, which I kind of did a little. I overcooked them, but they were look great on television. Like you're lying to me. You didn't. Also, Coco Melon showed up. Okay, exactly. That's a proper response for somebody who doesn't have kids. It's like some kids show, and they have. So I'm sitting there like getting ready for my second segment, and all of a sudden these huge, like mascot heads come walking, like wobbling in with like a caretaker and like a college aged woman in like overalls, and they start doing head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
You're like, I know this one.
Yeah. Turns out I don't. Okay.
Like now they've changed it. You're not allowed to say toes anymore. Apparently.
Exactly. Get canceled. So toes are canceled. So you go head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. You do that. You do knees and toes twice.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So I've got a nice gif of me because I stormed their live segment because it's like it's live TV. They can't cut.
So you went on when you were
Dude, I ran. You know that little studio, right? It's probably
absolutely,
like 40 feet by 40 feet.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was on the opposite end, so I just ran around it, got in there, and started doing head, shoulders, knees, and toes. But I go like that, like an ass, and Coco Melon do knees and toes again. It's yeah.
Was there like a producer running after you? Like, no, Mark. Don't
No, I
do it.
kind of gave like the one of the
Like,
hosts a
take
little
the
heads up. I was like, dude, I'm gonna crash that, and he's like, it's live TV. It's like, okay, well, you can't cut, you can't stop me.
Yeah.
I won't swear, but I'm gonna.
You're like,
dance.
I'm gonna get my 15 minutes.
Yeah, I've
for
got
damn sure.
Yep, I gotta like a 2-year-old nephew. He's gonna Uncle Mark.
Yeah, your street cred just went through the roof.
Dude, exactly. I should have, yeah. I need to save that GIF and make sure every time I see a kid's like, yeah, I partied with Coco Melon before.
My Uncle Mark beat up yours.
Yep, exactly. He can't do a kid's song dance, but he can.
Yeah, but your uncle never hung out with Coco Melon.
Yep.
All I can think about from all of this is how much fun it would be to have John Shatner on here and just get him plastered. Just like, I mean, that'd be a hoot.
Yeah. I would love to lock wits with Papa John. I would love to do that. I think I could take him.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. Just like, what would be the format? Are we doing like a roast battle?
A Lincoln Douglas debate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. That's
About, we could just get like a bag full of, premises or ideas and just quick little 9-minuters back and forth.
Okay. Garrett, can we set that up?
With who? I'm sorry.
John Shatner.
Who is John Shatner?
Papa John.
Papa John
Oh,
himself.
that okay.
Yeah,
You're like,
the sweaty guy with the Brillo pad for hair.
you're like,
yeah.
I thought Papa was his first name. John was his last name. Who's the Shatner?
This is a real
fella?
man?
Is this William's nephew?
Does he have real children? Is he really a papa?
Oh, yeah.
All of his pizzas are his children.
You know what? I don't know. I've talked about it before. I grew up with Papa John's, man. Of all the chains, that's my my go-to. I've got a soft spot for it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna walk out?
Okay. People have their
Flaws.
their poor taste. Yeah. It's not, you just live with it.
Like we all have flaws. It's fine.
Yeah.
You're like, Jordan, I came into this knowing many more flaws about you than just like Papa John's. Like I still showed up.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. Your taste in pizza was the worst of it, you know?
Yeah. Like I had to be talked into coming back here after the last time, but you did. Like you heard we had a studio. You heard about hair and makeup.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was saying. Like we, in your apartment 2 years ago, and then you come back, you got branded coffee mugs. We got a jingle. We got these television cameras here. Like no dishes coming up, baby.
Coming up.
Congratulations.
No catheters coming next.
Yeah. That's a pre-talk.
Oh yeah, that was before we were recording. But inside joke. It was like in the office, like, oh, I'd love to be on the inside of one of those someday.
Yeah.
Join the Patreon to find out more.
Yeah. Are you gonna release our whole pre-conversation on Patreon?
Patreon only.
Mark's like, I did not sign off on that. Not happening. I promise.
No, you go for it. I have no shame at all.
Perfect.
I
think that's
am.
why we hit it off so well. Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's just a bundle of no shame.
Yep. Here's my thoughts on it.
This is me.
May not
Take it
be-
or leave it.
Yep. May not be consumable for the general public, but we're gonna do it.
Here we are. Yeah. Well, cheers, bud. Glad you can make it back. Welcome. A little tappy tap. You guys, so I went for one of my buddy's birthday. I mean, I can't remember if I texted you. I meant to the Westside location.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just such a well orchestrated machine. And like the food was so perfect. And like the sauce was just so vibrant and fresh. I'm not here to just brown nose you, I promise. But it was just such a good experience. I'm like, damn, like Mark's like, he's got something.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a credit to the management team. I mean, that store's been open for, it'll be 7 years in a couple weeks. And we just ended up with some lifers in 7 years who really kind of bought into the system, what we do. Steve Paget, the GM out there, is a great leader in that, he's compassionate and sympathetic, but he's also not going to put up with shit. You know, you're not, it's Sunday morning. You're not sick,
Yeah.
And just kind of the normal, I call restaurant whack-a-mole that shows up. It's the same 12 shit. Servers doing side work, people showing up late. It's the same 12 problems, just like, what 2 are we going to deal with this week? Bing, bing. And you wait for next week. Same 12, 2 of them are going to randomly pop up. Then we've had, like I said, some other great managers pop up. We built that second kitchen.
The carry-out kitchen, right?
Yeah, that we only use for 12 hours a week, Friday through Sundays, 4 to 8, because whether it's families who live on the west side or outside of Bloomington on the west side, or in Ellettsville, kind of getting our curbside operation that we have, the early bird special. There's so much business that came that one kitchen couldn't handle it, so we built it and operated it for 12 hours a week that just does curbside carry-out delivery, and then our old kitchen, K1 as it's called, just serves the dine-in. So if you order breadsticks, they should be up, and for dine-in, they should be up within 30 or 45 seconds of that ticket going through.
Damn.
So it really helped with our efficiency, and the numbers that we saw were just kind of wacky wild. We've got 14 or 15 cooks on staff every Friday and Saturday night between those two kitchens.
Man, dude.
So it's a well-oiled machine, and it's the staff who does it. At this point in my career, what I'm doing, I'm sure we'll get into like the third store in Columbus.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of managing the managers, helping out on busy weekends where it's everybody else that's kind of fulfilling the promise that we developed over all these years.
Yeah. You said 7 years? Did
Yeah,
you
it'd
say
be-
that's crazy.
December 1st of 2016 would have been the first day of our soft open.
Wow. I guess it just doesn't seem like that long. But it's like, man, you're entrenched over there.
Yeah.
How much, like the layout? So like chains, obviously, you spend millions and millions of dollars in there. The layout in there, I mean, from Smoky Bones, has to be pretty sweet, I'd imagine.
Yes, the front of house is great.
Right.
We could use some more bathrooms, as it turns out. But the back of house is what had to have. We had to turn 2 humongous smokers into our prep room, and then add on storage on the side of that. But the front of house is just really great setup as far as kind of line of vision.
Yeah.
And then also it's Darden, so those bastards are spend like $10,000 on like 2 custom legs, so everything in that bar is like to a 16th of an inch, fits in perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
And those huge wooden beams that they got, and those aren't styrofoam, those are legit wooden beams that had to be craned in, I'd imagine, to, over through the roof.
Well, yeah, I was just sitting at the bar top thinking about that, and I'm like, man, this layout, you can just see the flow of the servers and the bartenders, and I'm like, you can just tell a chain. Obviously, you guys did some things with it, but
Right.
like laid this out initially, and like it's great that you get a kind of benefit off of that and then make it your own, because I feel like that Smoky Bones theme kind of fits the Mother Bears aesthetic.
Yeah. Yep.
So like I maybe wasn't too much that you guys had to change and just roll with it.
For front of house, like I said,
Yeah.
the front of house was great because they had that huge, I think it's like 22-foot serving line. That most of it has got a warmer underneath it,
Right.
for pizzas. Then the other probably last 6 or 7 feet is for salads, because who wants to eat a warm salad unless you're at like a wannabe David Chang restaurant eating like a grilled romaine. Grilled Caesar. We're not. Come on.
I remember there's a great Kitchen Nightmares episode of that where they're like grilling a Caesar salad, and Gordon Ramsay's just like, "What the hell is this?"
Give it up.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
So yeah, we have. There's so much food that we can kind of put up there with everything that's kind of staged for those servers. Now turning the back of house from a barbecue joint into a pizza joint. It's just like actually what we talked about on the first episode about the campus store, where it's like if we could pause time and like Sim City this restaurant into like a functional flowing thing. We've made it work.
Yeah.
But we've made it work in the confines and constraints that we had going into it.
Oh yeah, I mean you can tell it's very like piecemeal, that campus store, but it adds to the quirk, the charm of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you're calling it.
Charm, sure.
Very charming.
Well, I don't know if you know this. So when Garrett and I set out to build this set, we're like, we want this to feel like we're at Mother Bears. We thought the wood,
Yeah.
like this. So do you feel like you're there?
I feel like we need to deface it with permanent markers, and I need to buy you an O.
Yeah. So I was wondering if Garrett had noticed that.
I just noticed it on the on the
I hung it
wide
up and I was
shot.
like, I hope Garrett doesn't notice it. Well, I was doing a service to the community this past Thursday and talking to 800 7th graders about different career paths. So Chamber of Commerce put on this career cruise, and I took that. I was like, the day of, I was like, what the hell am I going to have on my table? Like, I had no plan, nothing. So I just ran over here and like stole our extra third mic, took that, grabbed some mugs and put it on the table. Like, hey, we're a podcast for your
You
living.
can podcast it, yeah.
Yeah, and then I have to be like, well, I have a real job, but this is like, you can't actually make this a career. I'm just kidding. But like, well, I told him, I was like, yeah, because I'd be talking about like, oh, this is my podcast, and Garrett came by for a bit. Like, I'm the host, Garrett's the producer. And they're like, okay. And then I was like, but I also run the Chocolate Moose. They're like, oh shit,
Yeah, ice cream. Yeah.
Like, okay. Yeah, they've totally forgot about the podcast like that.
Yep.
But yeah, we had talked about having every guest that came through sign or like carve into this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think?
Mark, I have a pocket knife.
I was gonna say I think Mark should be our.
Do you
want to
be our first?
I would love to. I would love to deflower your wood.
Deflower your wood.
Yeah. But does it have to be a knife? Can we do a marker? Because
Yeah, we can do a marker.
if you would like to arm me, Garrett, at your own risk, that's fine. You can paint over or redo.
I don't.
The wood.
I don't know what works best.
Like a real big brain pizza guy, I'll use the dry erase marker.
This is good. This wasn't even planned.
No, it wasn't. No, I'm already destroying the new set. That's
Yeah. Well, I feel like because we've just forgot to have every guest do it, it only makes sense to have Mark start it off.
That says hi.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. It's like we got a whole production team.
I love Uncle Jordan. Signed Malk.
Signed what?
Malk.
Oh, Malk. Oh, that's precious. Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
I love you, Uncle Jordan.
I always wondered how it would feel. Thank you. A lot of hype. Really didn't live up to it.
Exactly. If you want to take me out to lunch.
Yeah. This is like, I bought you beer.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's like I did something.
Yeah, you don't have to throw like money in a 529 for college. Just my IRA at this point. I'm 41. You're right.
Yeah.
Come on, Uncle Jordan. You got to do this uncle type stuff now.
Come on, Hunk. Yeah.
Unky Jordan.
It's like Simpsons where it's like Unky Herb. Yeah. Where they go like Unky Herb.
Yes.
I'm gonna start calling you Sport and Champ and Slugger and like knock you across the.
Yeah. A little too hard.
It's like, whoa. Like, hey, can you chill with the microaggressions? Okay. Thanks. I was in the campus store getting a couple slices for lunch the other day, and I saw the little baby Mark on the news article. I took a picture. I meant to text it to you and I forgot.
Yeah,
but it's my background on my phone now.
That's 2 times now. You've forgotten to text me.
I know.
You know that's so.
Well, after the last time,
I thought we connected last time.
I know. One, we're like, dude, we're going to hang out all the time. I was like, this is my new best friend.
Yeah.
After last time, I was like, this guy's amazing. And then how many times have we hung out since last?
0.
0?
Yeah.
0?
Yeah,
both, it's on both of us.
Yeah,
okay.
Of course. That's
right.
that's
as long as we're sharing the
blame.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put that on you. That's me a little bit.
Thanks. I feel bad, though, because, I mean, I really felt a connection.
Yep,
so.
I did too. Yeah. And then I also felt the inevitable disappointment of a budding relationship. Great first date, never called back.
Yeah, you know what? It's you don't want to ruin a good thing. Like we had that memory.
Yes.
And then what if we hung out a second time and it's like we just really have strong opinions on something and we don't agree. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you know what? We ruined that first time. Like let's just put it there and never touch it.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
So I think we both knew that deep down.
Mm-hmm. Although I do like to marginalize my friends and family based on their like political views. So that's why I'm not on Facebook anymore. It's just that I was getting too good at it. So
it's like the Trump where he's like, I was too good at social media, they had to take it away.
I'm glad you brought this up now on my first beer.
Not
later on.
Well, we did a political episode today and no one cared. So we're going to never talk politics on this podcast again.
That's good. It's the local. You're expanding your focus.
Yeah.
You got the microphones now with the filed wood. Like I was saying, you're doing a great job. Congratulations.
Thanks,
man.
buddy.
Seriously.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, it's Garrett's been huge. So it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, it's crazy what you can do when you have all this time, when you quit drinking and start actually tackling all the things that are on your plate.
Yes.
So here we are.
Good for you.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you both on the not drinking and for everything that's coming with this podcast.
Speaking of, how's that sweet, sweet beer? Like,
that's great.
Sorry, that's not good.
You're fine.
It's a joke. I'm making a joke.
Yes.
All right, let's talk Columbus. We're just going to jump over the map. Why Columbus?
Well, we were actually looking at Greenwood, Indy. Yeah, we're looking for a third store. And I got to give credit to my partners, Ray McCon and Bruce Storm. It's they're Ray's in his early 70s. He's getting up there, but you'd figure maybe at this point you'd want to sit back and chill. But he loves the business. He loves looking for it. I'm 41, still have got some energy in me. The industry hasn't beat me down too much, and they're still looking to expand and keep on doing it. So I got to give them credit for that. And we're kind of looking for a third restaurant, and Columbus actually reached out to us to see. Yeah,
the city.
Yeah. So where we're going, this all comes from that location specifically. It's called Nexus Park. It's a public, the public-private partnership where Fair Oaks Mall used to be. It's on 25th Street. It's a mall, but it's a straight line. So not a strip mall. It just has one frontage.
Okay.
It's like, how College Mall is kind of a web.
Right.
They've got nodes on an angle. Just straighten that out. And what they're doing is they're taking this mall that had low occupancy, and they're going to have, if you're looking at it, behind, so you got 25th behind you, got the mall in front of you. They're building this humongous field house behind the mall that's got like an 85-foot apex going through the middle of it. And they're going to have indoor basketball. Indoor baseball is a thing for these kids. The youth of today, we had to play baseball outside while sucking down carcinogens at the steel mills. But sorry.
2 feet of snow.
Yeah, exactly. Both ways, all 60 feet. So there's a huge, beautiful field house with a bunch of youth sports going on. And again, back to 25th Street, looking at the mall. The left side is going to be it's a partnership between Columbus Regional Health, the city of Columbus. I guess those two, and there's a couple other sponsors. The left side of it is going to be Columbus Regional Health. Well, they have like rehab facilities, kind of wellness centers, and they're going to have 180 employees, and I think they said 1,000 patients a day.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the center third is going to be Columbus Parks and Rec headquarters with huge meeting rooms and a bunch of space. And then the right third is going to be commercial things. So your typical mall stuff. You want pizza, food. There's, I think, a nail salon, just be basic mall retail. And they've got a beautiful park out in front of the whole facility to kind of walk around. So 40,000 visitors a month or walkers a month between the wellness center and whatever's going on at the field house. And there's like 6 baseball diamonds across the street in the summertime for all these baseball fields. So they were looking for what they said a destination restaurant and just reached out to us. We're like, hey, you want to come check it out? We're like, yeah, we're actually looking for, a third joint. So we went and looked at it, and it was kind of like the West Store. We got there, and it was like, man, they're putting a lot of money into this. Like, this is Columbus. You got to give them credit. When you go through that town, you see all these public art installations. You can see that there's public investment that's made for making the community better. They're not scared to spend money, and they're clearly making this project, something beautiful. So we're going to have 3 bays. It's about 112 feet deep is the space that we have. We'll have an outdoor entrance, so when the mall's closed, you can still get in and out of Mother Bears. But it's 112 feet deep by about. Oh, I can do this shit now because look at this, huh? Garrett, check it out. We're doing this.
Now you can.
You got it? Yeah. Can we get a zoom?
Sorry, no zoom. But I got you on camera.
Good.
Here we go.
There you go. So it's parking lot 25th Street, 112 feet deep by 85 feet wide.
Talk to that camera over there. Right there.
85 feet wide by 112 feet deep. Here and here. So it's your
nailed
I feel
it.
like I'm at a timeshare sale.
Did you ever hear that guy in the rear? If you need to get rid of your timeshare, you ever hear him?
I don't think so.
I'll have to share that with you. He's a beautiful man. He's guy. He talks like he's from Georgia. Be like, hey, do you got a timeshare? I've made a timeshare industry. I can get you out of the timeshare. You're paying too much every month, and you can't get out of that contract. You can cut that if you want because it's hilarious when it listens, man. Anyhow, going back into Columbus.
No, it's good.
Yeah,
I'm here for
Sparrow Brain Mark has landed. He's back. So we've got about 9,000 square feet to deal with here. And
now for reference, what's your square footage at campus in West?
Including storage, probably 7 to 72 at campus and about 8 at West.
Okay.
I believe. So it's still a little bit bigger. But we can't, like what we've done at campus, retrofitting and expanding. Same thing at West. We've added a dumpster corral, a storage, extra storage we had to go through the city with. This is a situation where we are landlocked.
Oh, yeah.
We got 9,000 square feet. There ain't building no shed in a parking lot. What we got is what we got. So we
Unless
got,
a Claire's goes out of business, you can just put a walk-in freezer there.
Oh yeah, exactly. I just exercised self-control for the first time.
Oh, wow.
I would like to. We should probably timestamp that if we could.
Yeah. Wait, what was the self-control?
But that would ruin the self-control if I shared it with you. You're not gonna.
Well, that's good.
Not gonna trick me,
So you,
podcaster.
so you filtered yourself.
I did. Yeah.
Wow. I was talking about that with Justin walking in here. I almost said something, and then I didn't because I didn't know who the person on the stairs was because I was going to talk shit about someone's parking job. And then it ended up being that guy. And I'm like, oh, having a filter paid off.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Garrett's been trying to sell me on it. I've been skeptical.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, congrats.
Thank you. I'm leaning towards sometimes just shutting up is actually the best thing to do. It violates my basic software though.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. Yeah, you just want to spout off.
Yeah. Oh, completely.
Yeah, Old Faithful over here.
the old Battle Axe Jordan. Good to get back with you.
Just start calling people battle axe. You battle axe. You're sharp as a battle axe.
Yep.
You know what I always say? No, that was it.
Okay, that's all you say. Yes.
That's all I say. Sharp as a battle axe.
You know what I always say?
Just leave people hanging.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's all I say. So yeah, Columbus. That's the layout. We've right now we have drawings in with the architects. We've got most of those back now. The engineers have their hands in it with plumbing and electrical.
Are they rough drawings that you did on printer paper?
Oh yeah,
Just
on a napkin. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, see the customers.
Pizza oven. Dough oven pizza.
That's what I just. We're opening up a little kiosk in College Mall just for the holiday season. Going to be mainly coffee, a little bit of ice cream.
Yeah.
And the health department needs like a layout of where everything's going to be. I took a piece of printer paper out. And I took deposit slip book, and just did the lines, and I just put espresso, 3-bay sink. Hey, it's where everything's going to be. I mean, do you think Chaga Moose has a budget for engineers?
Yeah. It's so funny you say that because when we were getting a secondary drawing done with the architect, I was looking at it, and they've got their scales. It's like 1/8 inch is X amount of feet in this 9,000 square foot drawing, and so I'm like, well, I want to move this kitchen equipment around. Well, shit. Okay, well that table there I know is 96 inches, so I took a piece of paper and doop, that's 96 inches. What's something that's 6 feet? Okay, so I had this piece of paper from the corner to these distances was the footage.
And you're just like Mark's ruler.
Yeah. Yeah.
My special little ruler.
Yep. Polish engineering going on right there. I even cut out little things little
snowflakes.
This is yes. So snowflakes that was the fridge. Move them all around, kids. Go ahead and play restaurant, just like Unky Mark. Just go.
It's like, you guys like The Sims?
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
like restaurant Sims. That'd be fun.
Oh,
Garrett,
God.
cut that. That's our $1 million idea. We can't let anybody else know. Actually, let's just end the episode. We could start getting a business plan together for restaurant Sims.
You want to do that?
Yeah, I mean, we're suckers for punishment working in restaurants, so might as well just go full in.
More hours of our day.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, I've got
exposed
plenty.
to it.
Sorry, I cut you off. So you submit the floor plans, engineers.
So we're waiting on final plans, and then it goes to the state. Should be, from what we hear, 3 to 4 weeks to get the approval, so we can actually start putting, build out. The challenge is going to be hiring 120 people and training them, because there seems to be a lot of social media buzz already. We're very fortunate to have some notoriety where that's going to work out.
Yeah.
What's scary as hell is when we did the West store, we had a training facility that was 3 miles away.
Right.
So anybody that we're hiring lived within 15 minutes. Show up here. The first 3 weeks of operation, send 6 managers over there, and we can station people on the floor and in the back of the house in the prep room, delivery, have everything covered where there's veteran support
Yeah.
to do that. Now we're 50 minutes away door to door. So like I'm gonna have to rent a 16 passenger van and like
Shuttle, man.
shuttle in our veterans, not to mention training. When we hire these people in Columbus, we have to say, hey, can you come to like Bloomington for 3 weeks and work 50 hours a week there? So you kind of have an understanding of what it is that we do. So even if we do a soft open that's just charity based and 75% capacity, you want to scare the hell out of your new staff. It's like, yeah, here, welcome to Mother Bears, where it's just nonstop pound town with pizza from start to finish. We got to kind of introduce that so people can get their skills, and it's not so wacky wild. Plus, I don't want to be on anybody's list. My wife and I have the list of places that we don't go anymore because of us.
Yeah.
So I don't want people to say, oh, let's not go back until they get their shit together.
Right.
So the logistics of hiring and training this many staff members is going to be a challenge that we still haven't figured out. Sean and I are still spitballing. Sean, who is actually going to be the GM of that restaurant.
Yeah,
So-
for sure. He was. I think he might have told me before it had even broke because I was in at the camp. I ate at the bar top at the campus store for the first time ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was cool. I enjoyed it. But yeah, he was in there and we were just shooting the shit, and that was. It's been a while now, but yeah, he was like, yeah, I think we're doing this, and I'm gonna live out there, and I'm like, dude, great, that's an awesome opportunity. Well, dude, 120 people, man, that's nuts.
Just about. We figure we've got about 90 at campus. We've got 110 to 120 at West. There's usually between 205 and 210 paychecks a week, and then give or take some people who take the week off for whatever reason. So it probably, with the 9,000 square feet, we're going up. So to cover that amount of square footage, whether it's back of house, and front of house,
Right.
probably going to be somewhere around 110, 120. And then there's going to be attrition where people are going to say, screw this. This is insanity. It's anarchy. There's like a short, chubby Pollock running around screaming at people. I'm out of here.
Going back to rallies.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you gotta eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't miss Constellation Stage and Screen's family holiday show, Matilda the Musical, on stage December 14th through 31st at the Buskirk Chumley Theater. From the visionary mind of Roald Dahl comes the Tony Award-winning Matilda the Musical. Packed with high-energy dance numbers and astonishing stage magic, children and adults alike will be thrilled and delighted by the story of an extraordinary little girl. See Roald Dahl's Matilda the Musical on stage December 14th through 31st in downtown Bloomington. Find tickets at cconstellation.org.
So there's some wild things to think about and to do it right. Because I don't want to just open a restaurant and say, hey, we've got 3 restaurants now. Yoo-hoo.
Look at us.
Let me do a 3rd episode of, no dishes and, smell my own farts here. This is great. No, you got to do it right. And so kind of thinking through everything, because every time we've done an expansion at campus and when we opened West, I'm a pizza kitchen nerd. I feel like I know what the hell I'm doing as far as operation. Operations, how things flow. And then inevitably, you introduce a new menu item, you expand. Inevitably, no matter how well you do things, until you get smacked in the mouth on a Friday or Saturday night, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. And there's going to be a lot of that in Columbus.
Yeah, you're like, oh, well, I thought I knew what we're doing, but we're going to move this over here now, this here, and trying to plan so you can do those things. That's tough, man.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, dude, that's such a insane amount of staff. Like, I didn't realize you had over 100 employees at West.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I think it's about 48, I want to say, 48 on staff on a Friday or Saturday night. I could be wrong. 45 to 48 people. Yeah.
Dude, I make the schedule for our 3. Like, we have 60 at most between 3 stores. And, like, making those schedules alone is, like, a task.
Yeah.
Do you have, like, software? Do you guys...
The GMs take care of that, and we do block scheduling. We do semester-long scheduling.
Oh, okay.
So Jordan serves Friday nights, bartends Saturday nights. You cook Monday morning and Tuesday morning, and then you're Wednesday night manager. That's your schedule for the semester. It goes from January through graduation, the Sunday after graduation through pretty much welcome week, and then welcome week through Christmas. And so that's your schedule. If you have a boyfriend or girlfriend coming into town, you got to go to a concert. You get your shift covered by another staff member.
Yeah.
On like a digital sub book that we call.
Right. Yeah.
And if you can get it covered, then you go enjoy yourself. If you don't get it covered, then you're going to come to work.
Got to be there. Yeah.
Yeah. And just because there's too much to deal with. There's way too. You would have one person couldn't do that in 40 hours.
No, not a chance.
And plus, who the hell would show up to work on Little Five, homecoming, graduation, welcome week, any big game? Nobody would want to work. So we have to do that just so you spend, 30, 40 hours doing it once, gathering all the students' availability, what their preferences are, and just kind of say, here's what we're doing.
And you have students that'll commit to work every Saturday night.
Yeah.
See, that's crazy.
What's funny that you say that because, back when I was serving at Mother Bear's Pizza, like those Friday and Saturday night serving shifts were like coveted.
Yeah, you wanted to make the most money.
You could pay your rent and, one weekend, boom, and then you're done. And we don't really have much trouble filling them now, but it's not as easy as it used to be, which is interesting, because you show up for 5 or 6 hours and you're making a killing. Now, there's a hell of a lot of stress and a lot of people that you've got to feed. Don't get me wrong on that.
I just for us, it's like they all want to go tailgate.
Yeah.
But we let them, or part of the perk of working the Moose is you get us put in a weekly availability every single week. And so it's like some weeks you're just caught oh, well, 2 people gave me Saturday night.
How you have to violate that then, right?
Well, no. So then I have to message hey guys, we've got a good thing going. In order to keep this good thing going, I need some people to step up and cover this. You know what I mean? And so far it's worked.
Good.
But I'm really interested in this block scheduling you're talking about because it does not sound like a bad deal.
There's cons to it though, because what you do, if you say, oh, we've only got 2 people on Saturday night, I need 5 more or 3 more, whatever it is, the people who step up just earn, brownie points, just earn some Jordan points to spend whenever they want to shift off in the future, right?
Right.
Whereas us, if somebody's late 3 or 4 times, they've been written up, it's like we have to take one of your whole shifts away, one of your 3 or 4 shifts away, or move you to a less profitable shift.
Yeah.
If it even fits in your schedule. So we don't really have the flexibility to reward or, change behavior easily.
Yeah.
It's kind of we're taking big swings at that. So there's some cons to it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we have very low turnover. And I think part of the reason, and it's almost all IU students that work at our Walnut store. Yeah. And I think that's why, we're not down their throat all the time about this or that. We're pretty just do your job. We're happy. You're happy. Have fun. Play whatever music you want. And the week-to-week availability is huge.
Yeah.
Because it's tough to I don't know what I'm doing in a month, let alone a college student,
Exactly.
But block scheduling, that's, sorry, I need a moment to just wait, that's a thing? I could do that?
It's the way we've always done it since I've been at Mother Bears for 24, so 22 years in January. That's how. Oh, you even got one of the Tiffany lamps like Mother Bears, did you?
I'm telling you. I didn't. This was not by accident.
I need some points on this, dude. I'm telling you, this is.
Yeah, you're you want.
You need some points on the design?
Not the whole podcast, the whole operation here, So I'm saying hair and makeup, NDAs, microphones, a jingle. What the heck? 2 years.
You're I want 5%. We're going to treat this like Shark Tank. You're I want 5% equity.
You get rid of the Tiffany lamps in the wood.
For the straight ripoff.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't go out there selling NFL merchandise.
Yeah. Big time of me here, Davis. What happened to you? What happened to you?
That's why I wanted to have you on camera to see all the ideas we ripped off. You see he's saying it's okay?
Yeah.
Can't sue us now.
That thing you signed that you didn't read? Oh, dumb.
Yeah, this is now the Mother Bears podcast, Mother Bears Pizza podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, we really wanted to ride the wave of the name recognition.
It's perfect.
Garrett and I already signed a lease in Greenwood.
Good.
See how he signed off on the set there?
Yeah. That's how you're going to forge the bank documents and dash milk and all
milk.
All poorly written
I'm just
capital
going to do it
letters.
in block letters.
Yeah.
I watched this. Do you know the Universal S, the Superman S with the 3 lines?
Oh,
There's a documentary on it. It's super cool. I just watched, total rabbit trail here.
That's okay.
But it's, the 3 lines and then you connect them. And it was where did this originate from? It was 1970. Spoiler alert. Or you got a guess?
No, I was hoping you would have an answer for that.
Yeah, so it's it's from graffiti in New York and way back when, but nobody knew. And this guy like just dug and dug and dug and dug and ended up finding some pictures and because they like thought it was this like Stussy brand or something and they're like, no, it was before us. And yeah, anyway, because I doodled that all the time in middle school, just line. Yeah.
You know, you can make an 8, right?
I mean, it looks like an 8 too. Like what?
You do 3 lines, and then you just make little triangles in the middle. It's an 8.
Do we have a piece of paper?
Yeah. You want to bring that NDA back so I can rip it up and we can use that?
yeah, he's like, yeah, bring that piece of paper. This is fun. We've never doodled on one of the podcasts.
Drawing with Uncle Jordan.
Welcome back to our new segment.
Yes.
Drawing with Uncle Jordan. All right, let's see this 8.
Are we going to, excuse me, Garrett, are we going to get a close-up? I didn't. Well, I mean, if you're gonna take,
Mark has asked Garrett to do more than I ever have combined.
Dude, you're gonna steal the Tiffany lamps, the damn wood. If this is too much, you can just say shut up and keep.
That's great. We're in.
I hope I can do this now under pressure. 1, 2, 3 lines.
Yeah.
Speaking as a child of the 90s.
Oh yeah. All right.
Boom. Now you no.
There you go. There's the 8.
That's 8.
And then here's the S that we're talking about.
It's like Escher is in front of me.
I feel like you're watching what's that guy's name? Kincaid or something?
Kincaid?
No, I know Bob Ross, but like Kincaid, doesn't he do like those like lighthouse drawings and
is it like that all your grandparents had?
Yes, and they like had a store in the mall.
Yes. Yeah, it was like a magazine.
Yeah, don't
for like,
gaslight me like I'm crazy.
I wasn't.
Like, Kincaid, you made that one up.
You're right.
You specifically said no gaslighting, Mark.
Did I? Oh, shit.
Like, that's half my shtick.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go. We got our 8 and our S.
Yep.
Here. This is... We're just going to go completely off the rails.
That's a cat. Oh, it's an M.
We're just going to... Let's just play Pictionary.
Marching band. Mark.
There you go.
So close.
Here,
Thanks. There it is.
Mark.
You got the cameras in here now. We're making terrible podcasts. Terrible radio. He's like, they got me. Focus. So, anyways, I'm hoping to employ close to 300 people in a few months.
You want to work with me?
Yeah.
It's like Sean's texting you. He's like, we're having applications get deleted. We've never, I don't know how you do that. It's like, never seen this before.
Oh, boy.
I'd like to rescind my application. So they need an ice cream shop over there in Nexus. We gotta get in, man.
There's still plenty of open spots.
That'd be cool.
We
looked at expanding Columbus before we did Nashville, actually.
Oh, really?
There was a spot we were looking at. I didn't do it. Our owners did a site visit, and it looked like, oh man, we might be opening up Chaga Moose Columbus. But then we did Nashville instead.
Okay,
and it worked out.
Cool.
But anyway, cool.
Nexus Park, it's a great project, man. With everything going on with youth sports, where it's at, that entire commercial district, it's really a cool spot, and it's very serious. You should check it out.
That'd be cool
because there's gonna be so many kids around. Like, what happens when you bring your kid to their basketball tournament? They play at 9:30. Then you got 4 or 5 hours to kill, and you've got brothers and sisters with that family.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna want mom and dad are wanting beer. The kids are wanting pizza and ice cream. Get your ass out there, Jordan, and we can get an Airbnb together.
I just want to hear you say, "Won't you be my neighbor?" That's all I want.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Oh, buddy. Get rid of our drawing. We'll frame that. It'll be good. No, that'd be super sweet, man. Well, Greenwood's the other one too, because we've had people reach out over the years. I'm sure you've had even more about come franchise here, franchise here, franchise here. Have you guys ever thought about franchising it out?
No, it's there's 3 families who own it. It's locally owned. I think Bruce and Ray have had franchising experience and did not turn out well. I think in Indianapolis.
A Mother Bear's in Indy or something else?
Yeah. Mother Bear's in Indy.
Really?
Yeah. And one of our former employees actually was like, yeah, it's kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese thing, but Mother Bear's themed Chuck E. Cheese. Like, yeah, I'd always go to birthday parties there. I'm like, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. But the franchising thing didn't seem, it doesn't seem viable for us.
You need to have that quality control.
Yes, we're so focused on quality control. It's why we don't use a third-party delivery system right now.
Right.
We have our drivers that we employ. They do some side work with folding boxes, wiping out pans. They're part of the team. You lose control over the quality of your food. You lose control over getting paid for sending that food out there.
Yeah.
Franchising, I'd rather just do it the right way. Plus, you never know who you're getting involved in. You're pretty much bringing in a business partner who's a stranger.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, what happened with Pizza X and Hotbox is kind of, do you know about that whole story?
I've heard stories of it. Yeah.
I mean, Hotbox pretty much, I don't know if we can release this and not get sued, but just partnered with Jeff and then ended up being like, oh, we're good. And then took everything.
Yeah.
And just like everything that he had worked and built up and all the processes. And
yeah.
So if you go get Hotbox, it's identical to Pizza X.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason.
Yeah.
The cups, everything.
Yeah. I've had their breadsticks before, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously when that happening to our dear mother.
Mm-mm.
Not my mamaw.
Not my mamaw.
So can we talk about the mamaw, the bear, the
Yeah, it's been 50 years now. Why? Might as well.
Have you ever thought about? I mean, she's kind of puts herself out there.
Look, man. Like I said, I've been there for 22 years. Been an owner for 13 or 14 years now. It's a cartoon bear. It's an anthropomorphic bear. Don't shame her for her body. You misogynist podcaster. She is who she is. Let mama cook pizza.
All right. It's good.
Do you want me to get?
No, that was good.
You should have brought Papa John in here. Yeah.
I feel put in my place
Yeah.
very thoroughly. I just wanted to know if there's a story behind it or.
No, I think, who knows? Ray's nickname was Bear in college, so that's Bear's Place. We talked about this last time. Like, Bear's Place was the bar that they started, and then a Pizza King went down, which is where the Mother Bear's campus is now. So they came up with a cartoon bear in 1973. This is what we got. So
it's working for you, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Can we dive in? I know we talked about it last time, but for any new listeners or viewers,
TV land.
About the history of Mother Bears.
So 1973, like I said, Ray and Bruce opened up Bear's Place, which was a former bar on the corner of now 3rd and Eagleson, on the southwest corner, like where Village Pantry is. And they had a bar. They served pizzas. Where Mother Bear's campus is currently was a Pizza King, I believe, and that went down. So they opened up Mother Bear's Pizza to serve pizzas down the street at their bar. And as time went on, the pizza started to get some notoriety and, known for its quality. And People Magazine named it like a top 10 pizzeria in the country, and like business doubled overnight and kind of went,
wow.
Yeah, I hear stories from staff. Actually, it's really cool. That's one of the great things about Mother Bear's is for 50 years of operation, I don't even think it was for homecoming. There was a couple who was probably in their late 50s that were like, tell Ray I said hi. I worked here, back in the 80s, and I worked here when that was going on with People Magazine, and it was terrible, but it was so fun. Just like they, imagine working at the Moose and all of a sudden 4 times the business, like
overnight,
for like a 3 or 4 week period. So that's how Mother Bear's kind of developed. And we would actually, when I started there, we would run pizzas from Mother Bear's down 3rd Street, rain or shine, to the customers at Bear's Place. And then as time went on, Mother Bear's had its ups and downs, and then Ray sold Bear's Place and really focused on Mother Bear's. That's when I kind of came in.
When was that? Or you said 13, 14?
Probably 99, 2000.
Okay.
And I started in January of 2002.
Okay.
So when I had started there, Ray was there full time and, was kind of on the floor in the kitchen. In August of that year, decided to stay open until 4 a.m, made the Munchie Madness deal. And man, those years opening a pizzeria on the corner of a like Big Ten University and staying home until 4 a.m. We needed like a legit security team. I have no idea how the hell we pulled that off. And I'm only 41. I'm already doing this. Back when I was in college, you should have seen what happened.
Well, I mean, you would have been college age around when
I
you
was
started
19.
this.
Yeah. It was anarchy. Like, it was just wild what went on at a pizza joint, just how busy it was. And you're open till 4 a.m. Well, everybody leaves the bars at 3.
So they're all just coming there.
Yeah, or even leave a little bit earlier. It was a madhouse. And so then things really started to kind of expand to where we had just that one storefront where our kitchen is now the front door and back ramp at campus.
Yeah.
It was just that storefront. And because we've expanded into one dining room, second dining room, a third dining room, a fourth dining room and a bar, and then kind of that little party room in the back, we've had to expand the back of the house. So we've had to expand the kitchen, the prep room, the walk-in coolers. I mean, if I would love to like just go through the bathrooms at Mother Bear's when I started there were where our pretty much dish room is now, but it was just between the kitchen and some tables. Table 11. You'd walk in, there'd be a men's and a women's restroom, just a one-seater, you know? And the men's room had like a little hole where the hinge was. So mid-shift, you just need to take a break or maybe make a poopy and you sit down and you're just like, fuck, this is crazy. It's so busy. And you look up and there's somebody just looking at you like, yep, I'm in here.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It was like, that's so much worse than like the guy who keeps trying to open a door. It's locked. I'm in here. No, I didn't pull a goof on you and lock the door and close it behind me, Jack. Nope, still in here. Still in here. Everything's fine.
That happens all the time at the Moose because we have 2 single use, and I'll be in there doing my thing, and it's just like try it once, yep, and then keep going, and it's like
yeah.
No,
I goofed you. I give you a goof.
Yeah, just jiggle it loose. Just come on in. I'll be here.
Anyhow.
So you got rid of that.
Yeah. We have a men's and women's and a family
How many
restaurant.
times did you have to have someone looking in at you before you're like, hey, Ray, we got to fix this, buddy. Something's got to give.
Yeah. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. It's not a big
Gross
deal.
character.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. So crazy expansion from about 2000 when Ray came on full time, and then we expanded those dining rooms. And then we had the idea. I'll never forget what came about the Westside was it was an IU football game, and I think it was a IU Purdue game, and we were like 20%, 15% capacity, right? It's a tight game, and IU ended up winning on a last-second field goal. Dude, I'm not shitting you. The ball goes through the uprights, and 15 minutes later, I took a picture from the back double doors where the prep room and driver area is.
Yeah.
It was 3 or 4 wide. Door to door. Once we got, 200 people sat, we still had a 45-minute wait. And I'm just like, I took a picture and sent it to Ray and Bruce, like, I think we've been talking about it, but maybe this is the evidence that like we needed.
There's demand. Yeah.
And so that's when we decided we were going to do the second restaurant. And we bought property on 3rd and Corey across from Culver's on the southeast corner there.
Yeah.
And a couple of those residential properties. We're going to make like a little restaurant village with kind of 2 outlots, a center drive that you can come off 3rd, and then you can come off Corey inside of it, and then kind of a circle drive with a fountain. Mother Bear's prominent in the middle, 2 outlots, and then all the parking in the back. But there was the back half of it where the parking lot was the county. The front half was the city. Wacky wild at times, ordinances and things that go on in Bloomington. And I don't give a shit. I'm a liberal Democrat, but dealing with the city sometimes is an absolute nightmare and a headache. But luckily, Bruce said, let's go check out the Smoky Bones place. And as soon as I walked in, I was like, this is the place. Like you're saying, like kind of the wood paneling and the Tiffany lamps.
Yeah, it's already.
And it had
it's
those
already.
big beans. Yeah, it looked like.
It looked woodsy, like homey. Yeah,
exactly. It looked like a Mother Bear's. I was like, well, why not? Let's do it. And that's when it had a little offshoot between Cracker Barrel and Mother Bear's.
Oh yeah, because I mean, I worked at O'Charlie's, so I would
Okay.
always, and I lived right behind the old Yogi's. So
Yeah.
I worked at O'Charlie's was my first job in Bloomington. I transferred from the one in Broad Ripple.
Okay.
And I would always take 11th Street, stop at Upland, have a tenderloin, and then keep going on 11th Street till it came out to a light at 37 there.
Yep.
Take a left, and then take that right on that little offshoot that popped off.
Yep.
So I'm very familiar.
Yeah. And so we got in there, and that's when we've kind of touched on developing the West Side from a chain barbecue restaurant into a uniquely small-owned, uniquely Bloomington pizza parlor.
I mean, the West Side is all chains. So like, I think it's you guys and Chef's Table are like the only two
Yeah.
locally owned places to get food on the West Side that I can think of.
Are we going to be a chain now?
Well, so, dude, we've dealt with that. Like, where I'm like, oh, are we a chain? Are we
Yeah.
a chain now? Because
Yeah.
like Columbus. Well, now, yeah, this is your first time outside of Bloomington.
Exactly.
Because that's when we're like, man, we got one in Brown County. Like, I'm always ragging on chains. Are
Right.
we? Because I had this discussion with Jeff Meese about what point do you become, that behemoth chain, and you're no longer a small mom and pop.
Right.
What's the definitive line?
Yeah. I mean, if you have a purpose and you're treating your employees well and you're serving a good product to your customers, I mean, forgive my language, but fuck the label you're putting on it,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
absolutely.
What
Well-
what happens if it's still just the McCon Storms and me, expanding Mother Bear slowly but doing it the right way, where we're not just gonna like overexpose ourselves, but we do treat our staff well with what we pay them hourly. With after 30 hours a week, you get paid time off and paid health care. We start off our cooks after a month get $15 an hour, hosts and phones get $14.50, and we've got people all throughout both restaurants who make $20 to $22 an hour as cooks, upper end prep and cooks.
Yeah.
So we're trying to do it the right way. Call us a chain if you want. I asked it honestly because like, oh, I don't want to do it. I was like, no, shut up, Mark. You do it right. If you got 5 or 6 places and you're doing it the right way,
Yeah.
who fucking cares what you call
Well,
it?
and too, you're in Southern Indiana. Even if you went to Greenwood, you're still like,
Right,
it's still like a small Indiana company. And it, like you said, it's you, the McCons, the Storms.
Yeah.
You're not franchising out. You have that quality control. It is
Yeah.
the same product. It's not some thing where just like, oh, all your staff are cogs in the machine and they're
Exactly.
replaceable.
Yeah.
I think that might, we need to come up with our manifesto of what the defining, this is what makes us not a chain,
Exactly.
your standard chain.
Yes. If he didn't get the pre-conversation, the post-conversation is going to be amazing. Just
Yeah.
have like our chaos board with the strings and the
Oh, this
the,
would be
the
great.
pins. Yeah.
Be like Charlie and Always Sunny,
Yeah.
where he's like, Pepe Sylvia. There's no Pepe Sylvia. I think Mark has brought out more impressions out of me. I've done a Trump and a Always Sunny. I've done zero impressions, all the other episodes combined. You just bring it out of me, bud.
Good.
Yeah, it's this water's just running. Got me feeling loose.
Yes, that's my Yankee Jordan.
So what is it that is so important for the quality control? What is it that makes Mother Bear's Pizza Mother Bear's? Because you guys pretty consistently are like, oh, that's my number one pizza in Bloomington, and people say Mother Bear's. What is it that separates you?
I think it's we make our dough on site. So from the start of it, we had over homecoming. I actually was helping out and noticed a couple bad stacks of dough, stacks of 15. Just noticed some questionable dough. That's not like to Mother Bear standards. That's one thing. If it's not Mother Bear's dough, we got to trash it.
What was it that stood out that you're like, oh, that's not Mother Bear's dough?
It was flat. So we'll make a huge dough ball. It's 50 pounds of flour, and then the rest I'm not going to tell you because all this that you already got going on. So we'll leave it at.
Ripping people off is kind of our thing. Dude. Come on. Can't hate us for having a thing.
Yeah, hey, it's a good thing to have.
Should I not bring out the goldfish crackers then?
Yeah. Carrot. Told you not to mention those. As you were saying,
Keep them calm. So we'll mix a huge ball, throw it on a table. We'll put olive oil down on a big baker's table, so just a wooden top table. Cover the whole ball in olive oil. and then cover it with a plastic sheet. Let that kind of rise for about 15 minutes. Then we cut it to size, and we'll spread olive oil in our pans that we have, whether the deep dish or the traditional. Same dough, just different weights, per square inch. And we'll cut that, and you try to cut it so it's about inch and a half thick, and we press that out a first time. Experienced people can get it pretty close to the edge, but you want it to have kind of peaks and valleys. So we'll get to the peaks and valleys later, but you don't pull the dough, you push the dough. Again, I love that we've got video. We're bending our fingers, not stretching. We're bending our fingers.
See, this is why I had to have you back.
Yeah,
because I was like, dude, we got video. This guy, you gotta see this guy to believe him. Like, you thought the audio, they're like, there's no way this guy's a real person. You got proof now.
Cartoon characters, shit. Anyhow, so we do that the first time, and then all of our pans are stackable, and you let it sit there for about 20-25 minutes, and that dough will start to proof. And so the second press is kind of important because you want maximum contact with the bottom of the dough with the metal pan and the oil between it, because that'll kind of crisp up that bottom. If you've eaten it, it's kind of got a crispy bottom but chewy throughout, because when it comes back up, then we'll do a second press where we still leave those dimples with our fingers, so the sauce can kind of drop into those dimples. So it's fluffy, on top, but crispy on the bottom with all that contact with the oil in the metal pan as it goes through the oven. So, and what I saw was, instead of kind of having it fluffy, if another common problem that we have with some of our cooks is they'll just grab a whole stack of dough on like a Tuesday morning and put it on the make line. And it's like, you need 3 or 4. This isn't a Friday night, because if you leave it out, it'll continue to proof and then completely blow up. When you sauce it, it dies, and you actually get like a super dense, thin, caca pizza.
Yeah.
So what I found on homecoming was a couple stacks that had just been they either let too much time go before they second pressed it, or they over pressed it on that second time. So that's a long way of saying, how do we start with quality? It's the dough. I mean, it's absolutely critical that our dough is made on site and made the right way.
Did you take those pans and just throw it and be like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Just like start yelling, just like clanging stuff
There he
around.
goes again, this Swedish chef, just whipping dough all over the kitchen.
Like, how else am I going to get my point across?
Yeah,
huh?
exactly.
Like, being calm and cool and collected?
Well, yeah, that works apparently. Okay, I have a bit of reputation in the past of getting choice language and volume modulation controls, but as I go
it's a
on.
Kitchen.
Yeah, but this is one thing, kind of like learning when to shut the hell up, or like having a filter. Yeah. This is similar to with management, where when you can say things like, hey, this is absolutely critical that we do it this way because it's the base of what we sell. It's why we can pay you what we pay you. It's why we can offer you benefits. This has to be done the right way, and not being a prick about it. It's funny. People respond well to that.
Right.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Holy
yeah.
cow.
Huh.
So
like, people don't want to work for assholes. Who would have thunk it?
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird. But if they're adorable assholes, come on.
Come on, look at that face.
So no, that's quality. We'll go back to quality,
Right, so
and then let's put a pin in management style. And come back.
Hey, we can talk management style all day.
In 3 hours, we'll come back to that. And then we make our sauce in house. We build all that. We obviously buy our cheese in. We don't have a dairy farm making mozzarella.
Wow, cool.
I know,
Didn't realize you were a poser.
That's what I was saying. That McCann guy, McCann. I wanted a dairy farm. I'm gonna make a third restaurant in Columbus. It's gonna be successful. Dairy
Every
farm.
time we did a case study with Kelly School, and like the winning, they're like, Chocolate Moose, like their next step is having their own dairy farm. Oh. Yeah, like never should have just done that. Like with all these millions of dollars.
Yes, and land. Exactly. Yeah, that we have.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go raise my non-existent house. We'll turn that into a dairy farm.
Exactly. We'll get the dairy farm on the bottom and the residential on top that the city just loves so much.
The 1+3.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Yeah, dude, how great would that be if it's like they got the shell of all the new construction, but on the inside it's just hollow. It's just cows grazing.
Yes, and you can power the entire building off of methane.
Oh yeah,
Self-contained system here. Man, that's idea number 2.
Yeah, cut that. Nobody can,
Yeah,
nobody can steal our ideas.
we're on fire right now. Yeah. So, buy pizza, buy ice cream. Davis Hajduk Enterprises has been born.
Yeah.
We don't have to deal with that
Investors, possibly you.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to keep me my boats and hoes.
Yes, yeah, as long as we never release this to the public, we'll have investors, I think.
Oh, yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah, where everyone's going to start out and be like, these guys, a couple sharp whippersnappers. By the end, they're like, how the hell do they have running businesses?
Yep. Exactly.
All right, well, let's take a quick break. Come right back. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Cool. The Bloomington Town Planner is a community calendar owned and published by local residents John and Sharon Martin. Mailed out to Bloomington homes in December of each year, it features school schedules and community events. And don't forget the coupons at the bottom of the calendar. They'll save you money and help you decide on the next restaurant or retailer to check out here in the Bloomington area. Town Planner also has an online calendar which can be found at townplanner.com. Make sure to sign up for their weekly e-newsletter so you can stay on top of all the fun events going on around town. I actually had someone sit there. They're like, "You always have to just take it there." I'm like, yeah. Like, what? How do you know where the line is if you don't cross it?
Just testing you.
Yeah,
That's
just
all.
seeing where to just tipping my toe over. We're back. Thanks for being here. Still hanging out with Mr. Duke here.
Hi.
We talked about how you started at Mother Bears and how you became an owner, but we glazed over how that happened.
Everything in between. Oh, boy.
And you were telling me on the break, you're like, I love talking about myself, Jordan. I need to talk about how I pulled this off.
You're a liar.
I'm lying.
Despite my gregarious personality, I don't like talking about myself, but hell, we'll do it anyway.
Let's go.
No, I always say that. So I did, like many people over the years that I've been there, I worked my ass off. You know, I trained Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a number of years, and I missed every promotion seminar down in Evansville because that was the same weekend as Little Five. I sacrificed a lot. I worked a lot of hours. That's not to say that others haven't. But I think there's a huge luck factor in this, and that with Ray and Bruce being where they were with their age and kind of seeing my work ethic, my personality, managerial style, they saw something in me, and it was their decision. So how I got into ownership was really just loyalty, hard work, dedication, and unfortunately, sometimes that's not enough to get ownership stake into whether it's a restaurant or any other industry. That's why I'm saying there's a serious luck factor that
And timing,
that I'm very grateful for, and there's not a day goes by that I don't show gratitude that with myself to say, you know, where you came from, where you're at. Sometimes we'll be talking, you know, with managers, and we'll say something. It happened earlier, you know, today, where it's just like, oh yeah, we've got 40 something people on staff at the West. We're like, what the hell? Wait, what? So when you think about the scope of what we're doing, because we're all in it so often, kind of, you do take it for granted to a certain degree. When you're like, oh, some startup restaurants would kill to have our hourly numbers in a week.
Yeah.
You know? So how I got there, I mean, I'm sorry if I'm not going to be very verbose about it, but it was hard work, dedication, good timing, luck. And that's it. And, you know, it's funny, and now I'll get a little deep because you got me all sauced up on this Upland Oktoberfest produced in...
Right here.
I mean, keep going fucking near. Upland Oktoberfest produced in Bloomington, Indiana. I'll expect discounts, Brian, on our next 10 kegs.
Be hurt.
So where was I going before I got
You said you
sidetracked?
get deeper on the process of how because you said you got there by hard work, timing, some luck, and then you're like, you know what? I'll even go even deeper because I got.
And then I
sauce.
sidetracked myself. Yeah. Smoke another one, Marky. Yeah,
Yeah,
I had a
I-
salient point, and then it's oh, big jokes.
You're like, let's take a break and smoke a blunt. That'll still be great.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Didn't happen.
It didn't, no.
I keep setting you up for all these things that did not happen on the break. Like, Jordan, you're making me be a bad guy here.
Yeah. Can we get a rewind here, Garrett? Can we get an instant replay on that? Dude, telestrator. You need a telestrator.
Like where you read?
No, that's a teleprompter.
Oh, yeah.
Like we do a replay. Garrett's like, get this guy off the set. I don't want to talk to him anymore. Yeah, we're like, we do replays, and we could have made how many different shapes out of those 6 lines.
The No Dishes Telestrator brought to you by Mother Bear's Pizza. This week on the Mother Bear's Instant Replay.
The eagle made his eyebrows move, man. It was wild. Shit, where did I go now?
I don't even know. So but you got hired in as a line cook?
Prep cook.
Prep cook,
yeah.
And then by the time, then you worked yourself into management before the ownerships thing happened.
Oh, yeah,
obviously.
yeah. I was actually promoted to be, this is kind of fun, inside baseball restaurant shit for people who worked in restaurants. So, wow. Recording a podcast in here. Anyhow.
Come on.
Yeah, act like you care.
Have some respect.
No dishes, act like you care. So I was hired in January, and then I was promoted in August of that year when we opened up late. And so then all the students student employees who had left came back and were like, oh yeah, it's that, like,
the prep cook,
that crazy fucking guy, like cook and prep cook, came back and like, they're like, wait, you're managing? And I'll never forget. They're just like walked off when they heard about it, they're like pissed,
like this guy.
Yeah. And I remember like thinking at the moment, I was like, yeah, whatever. Just kept on doing. But now at 41, like if somebody did that shit where like they rolled their eyes and like stormed off to go gossip about me, like, it's over, Grace. They have opinions about me. Like,
the kids don't love me. I'm old and out of touch.
Yeah, exactly. I like freak out about it. But then I was like, "Brr." So I kind of like that's maybe where I was getting at, where I want to bottle up that feeling of like, I'm in college. I'm working at this cool ass pizza place with a great boss, awesome culture. I'm studying at the university. The future is amazing.
The world is your oyster.
I think that's where I was getting at when I had a little like, pothead brain fart where like to bottle up that energy from, like your early 20s where there is hope. There is, you're working towards something. I think about that at times where it's like, you're kind of weighing yourself down with, it's a stressful job that I got with the number of employees and customers, and shit happens. So to deal with that with some sort of composure can be challenging at times. And I'd like, well, what would like 22-year-old Mark do if he had the experience that he has now? And that's kind of something that's like a touchstone for me. It's like kind of that youthful energy that's just completely imbued with hope.
Yeah, just full of optimism, just like excited to be here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, that was way too like touching to know where the fuck we go from here now.
No, that was deep.
Yeah, I know.
Brownies.
I love you, Uncle Jordy.
Love you too, son.
Okay. That's just violated the family tree real fast.
I don't know. I've got Dayton, who's our delivery guy, who's awesome. He came on a few months ago. He's my age. He's amazing. He calls me dad all the time. So I'm always just like,
yeah.
We were the same age. And he's always like, yeah, anything you got, Dad? I'm like, oh, thanks, Slugger. Yeah, appreciate it.
You'll get it. Yeah, get out there,
Yeah, just weird. Yeah, sorry.
Brownies.
Yeah. Why are they so good? How are they so good?
They make them in house. Have you seen that?
Ghirardelli?
Yeah, Ghirardelli, whatever.
However you say it. Like I'm from Southern Indiana. I don't know how to say that word.
Man, it's Italian chocolate, man. I'll buy them from Delco, man. We put some good stuff in it, bake them up every day, man. They're Ghirardelli brownies that we do bake them in house every day and bag them up. So again, it's having the proximity of the food being produced there, and there's nothing wrong with buying things in. Obviously, with a restaurant of
every
any,
now and then there's
you have to do it. Again, like the dairy farm, kind of spoof
right.
we were
Yeah,
doing.
You got to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah.
It's very hard to be a complete from scratch kitchen. You're not milling your own flour.
Yeah, but it comes. Jeez. But it does. Then it goes down to the process that we do. You can make the recipe, but when you're making, we can fit 2 pan sheets in the Burkle. Okay, well, we can do that multiple infinite ways. We follow a recipe. You can follow a recipe 25 different ways, but it's you got a policy and process stuck to where we weigh how much batter goes into each pan, And at the end, there's always a little bit left over for people to get wacky wild with their coffee at opening to eat some brownie batter to have themselves a time.
You just walk back there and people are just licking the spatula. Just like, come on, guys.
Exactly.
How many times do we have to go over this?
Yep. We open in 10 minutes. The lunch rush starts in an hour. You're going to have a tum-tum ache. Get it together, Unky Jord.
Yeah, well, that's how your lunch shift. They're all like running around field on sugar.
Yeah.
And crashing halfway through. How long?
Holding their stomachs, rolling around in like the back room. See, I did it, Garrett. I brought the microphone with me. Microphone discipline. Like a pro.
He might. So why do you have such good microphone discipline, Mark?
Well, that's
like that segue, huh?
That's a great transition.
That's why I have this job.
Into,
I gave it to myself.
I just recorded an album.
Oh, what are the odds?
Yeah.
I can tell you were a natural. So an album, like a comedy album?
No, music. My wife plays guitar and sings.
I bet she's very graceful.
She's yes. Gosh.
Go!
You were just so funny, Unky Jordi. Unky Jordi, so
All right,
funny.
sorry, I cut you off.
No, we recorded an album. We did it here at Russian Recording.
Awesome.
My wife plays guitar and sings. I play drums, and then two of my best friends, J.R. McIntyre and Ben Frazier, switch off between lead guitar and bass. And it's actually how Grace and I got together, was playing music.
Nice.
We were in some, Ben, JR, and I, with four other guys, were in some ridiculous, I guess you could call it like a prog rock band. Who knows? It was like indie prog rock. We had like one 45-minute song that you could call 6 songs. And we had a practice place where Grace was a server at Mother Bears. And she was like, the coffee house singer-songwriter. We're like, hey, why don't you come down and play with me and Ben? Because Ben is he's like 6'6", sweetest man you'll ever, like just gentle giant.
Doesn't
he's like,
Ben have Arctic Char? Is
yeah,
that right?
yeah. He's
And then shout out to Cody from Osteria.
Yes, Cody's bass player, and JR is the drummer.
Okay, nice.
So
JR
JR and Ben are in our band as well. Yeah,
gotcha. Because I went and saw one of their shows at the Bishop because of Cody.
Yeah,
and then I bowl with Ben. I've bowled with Ben.
Yes,
I'm like, I know the lead guy too. I was like, they're covering like Foo Fighters too. I'm like, hell yeah,
yeah. So those guys are friends, all from Mother Bears over the years, and so Ben, JR, and I, with other people, were in like this weird band, and we're like, Grace is playing at, Max's when it used to be where the head shop is across from Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And when Max was on the other side, pretty much,
right.
Pick it up and drop it. So she was like the classic, acoustic guitar player, singer, who loved Dave Matthews in the late 90s and early 2000s.
Singing Sheryl Crow.
Yeah. And we're like, why don't you just come down and play, And like, I had always had a crush on Grace. She's absolutely adorable and like a normal human being who...
You can't overstate the importance of that.
Her emotional intelligence has probably saved my life and career multiple times. And that's like not hyperbole.
You're like, I mean that.
You're picking up on what's happening here. Yeah, you've got to have some sort of firewall. Well,
I can tell you're not joking. The intensity right now is higher than any time else in this episode.
Dude, she saved Mother Bears like during the pandemic. I completely believe that. When you just had Looney Tunes from the left and the right attacking the business just for operating.
Yeah.
And operating under the constraints, whether you think that they were appropriate or not, just for operating under the legal constraints that we had to in that time, we were getting attacked, from all sides. And I would go home and just fucking lose it, like this bullshit. I would, and then a lot of it happened on social media, and she would just say, open up a Word document, type it out like you're talking to me right now. Bad words, shouting capital letters, go for it. So I would do that. And then like there was like some sort of catharsis getting that out of me. And then she'd be like, okay, an hour later, let's go sit down. And then she would like clean it up to where it was like, oh, that's how you communicate to normal human beings.
Without sabotaging your business.
Yeah, exactly. So there was multiple things that she would kind of help me, coach me through that. And then we kind of curated the message that we had to send out, so that it wasn't so what the is wrong with you.
Right. Yeah. Well, it goes from you can't please everybody to you can't please anybody.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you supposed to do that?
And
like you're not.
At the same time, that was a hopefully that's a once in a lifetime experience for us,
Right.
where everybody was rightfully scared. You know,
Trying to do what they thought is right, trying to protect your grandma or whoever might be at risk.
Yeah,
and
honestly-
and you're trying to keep a business open.
cheers to things calming down, because I don't
Yeah.
want to say it's over or it's still ongoing to piss off more people, to the fact that maybe medical science has helped us get back to some level of normalcy. So honestly, let's do it 2 times.
Cheers to that.
Camera.
Woo! That Bloomington tap water. Who is that?
That's not bad.
Is the algae? Is that the algae bloom?
that's-
right
is
now
Is that
going?
post algae bloom?
That's actually not bad, dude. You're one of them highfalutin podcasts that you get that guy come in with the hat and puts it in your cooler or something, right?
Yeah, we got a Brita.
It's working. Hey,
I'm just kidding. We don't have a fridge.
another sponsorship possibility.
Brita?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we should, Garrett, write that. We'll reach out to those people.
Yeah.
Is there a Bloomington local Brita that would like to get on board?
This episode's Britas brought to you by
Yeah.
fill in the blank. We don't have one.
Yeah, this is where we filter all of our thoughts.
Yeah, so down in the comments below, if anybody has a family member in the Brita Corporation, reach out.
Yeah. Do you have an unkie that works for Brita?
Anki Jordan.
Yeah, who then says son. Yeah. I don't know how any of this works.
I mean,
I don't even know how I ended up here.
yeah, who knows what the hell's going on, really? Where are we at now?
I don't know. We're doing great. You never said what the name of your band is.
Oh, okay, we're on the band now. That's right. I always say something like that.
This is good because normally sometimes I forget where we're at, but my job is to bring it back. And when I don't do that, it is not good. And Garrett's like, dude, why do I work with this guy?
Oh boy.
Well, we're here.
So yeah, I say something like really like sincere that I mean, and then I'm like, oh, you're too much positive emotion, Mark. Make a stupid joke, and then
You're like, I'm
we
being
go.
too serious. I'm being vulnerable. I gotta hide behind laughter. Mm-hmm. Story of my life.
yeah, exactly. 5th grade lunch. Anyhow, the name of the band is The Foolins.
You're like chugging 6 pints of chocolate milk just so people look at me.
Yeah.
Think I'm funny. So you have a band with your wife.
Yes. Named The Foolins.
The Foolins. Ooh.
So it started out, we were Grace Newlin and the Who Ya Foolins.
A little too long.
No, people can't fucking read.
Oh, okay.
Who Ya Foolins. WHOOYA. Foolins. Who Ya Foolins. It rhymes. It's a fucking great name. But nope, we're just The Foolins now.
So I take it you lost that vote in the band meeting?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So not bitter at all.
Not at all. So I met my wife by making music. What a great love story,
Did you
Jordan.
go on just a sick drum solo and she was like, that's the one?
That would,
That's-
yeah, that would,
he just tossed that drumstick 10 feet in the air and caught it.
that would require the talent to play a drum solo. Oh yeah, going back to how the band started was we had that goofy band and we had a practice spot and you told me not to do it. You told me not to and I did it.
Did it happen?
What a jackass. No, yeah, what a jackass.
Glad you said it.
Anyhow,
Well, you caught it though.
I caught it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because what would have happened was this
We've
is
seen it happen.
this is set up
Yeah.
like for one of those Rube Goldberg things that like or to knock over the beer, yeah.
And then it
every-
comes on my shorts, and I
Yeah.
gotta take my shorts off, and then that hits something
knocks
else.
the
Benny
camera
Hill music
over.
starts playing, and we're running around the studio like a bunch of jackasses. Okay, back to falling in love with my wife. So Isaiah just show up, and I'll never forget the look on her face. I already had like a crush on her, but I'll never forget she played a song called House of Levi, and when she played it, like she heard bass and drums to it for the first time. Because again, she's playing acoustic guitar, playing it like in coffee shops and open mic shit. And I'll never forget she heard that sound and like kind of like turned around. I was like, oh, that's what my music sounds like. And so then we started playing together, developed a relationship, and then Char, Ben and JR's other band, Arctic Char, were playing, and we were going to open with them, so like open for them. And Ben, of course, Ben's one of those, pieces of shit who like play it, who's great at everything. It's like, no, volleyball, saxophone, baking. He colors in the lines. He's just great at everything. We wanted to like have JR sit in on a couple songs because he was already, playing the char set. And it was kind of like, man, it's really nice having a lead guitar player with it. And so the past 3 or 4 years, we've been kind of getting ready to cut an album. We went to Russian recording with Damien, who's a driver at Mother Bears. He was our sound engineer. Yeah. And he's he's hyper talented.
That's so cool. What a odd pairing.
He's hyper talented as well. Just not like ear, but musically to kind of give us a couple ideas. Like, hey, try this out, see how that sounds. So it was my first time in the studio, which was a little scary, as a drummer. Like, at one point, my right leg just disconnected from my nervous system. I was like, oh, that's not working anymore. It's something you need as a drummer,
Yeah, you're trying to shake it so it stops feeling like sand.
Yeah, but, the guys and Grace absolutely killed it. We'll probably be mixing it probably sometime in January, so maybe springtime, early 24, just in time to open a third restaurant.
You're going to be on a world tour while you're opening your Columbus store.
And that's what I've been trying to say is like, why am I going to go through all that work to open up a third restaurant and fulfill my career dreams when I could be making 12 cents a month from Spotify?
Yeah. I mean, that's where the real money is. Those payouts.
That's what I'm talking about.
All I got to do is get put on one of those playlists. The chill indie. Could be you.
It's exactly. We don't even know how to describe our music too. It's like it's Americana, folk rock, bluesy.
I feel like it's described. I feel like I can hear it.
Good.
Right now. You did a great job.
Thank you.
And I ain't fooling.
Yes. Always delivers, my man. My man.
I need you to follow me around because you're the only person that appreciates the terrible, consistent puns.
Your dad joke hype man?
Mm-hmm. Or uncle jokes is what I've been told. Yeah.
Unky.
Yeah. Do you know what the album's going to be called yet?
I think it's going to be called The Foolins because we're
self-titled.
Yeah, because we're very creative.
Was that influenced at all by the Cardigans' Love Fool?
I'll have to. Grace won't know; she's too young. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was thinking just
love me. Say that you love me.
Yeah.
Hold me. Oh, I thought we were gonna keep
on going.
No,
that's a harmony, dude.
I thought that was a moment.
That was a harmony. I didn't want to. I don't want to stretch it.
It's okay. That's good. That's good.
I wanted to name it One.
Oh, and then the next album would be
2.
See, you're setting yourself up for future success.
Yeah.
That's a good businessman.
Thank you.
So Mother Bears Campus is 1.
It's MBC. No, because MBC would be Columbus.
Oh, wow.
Shit, this is why I came here today. We really got so much to do for Columbus, dude. Oh, boy. Can't be Mother Bears East. East, West, and Columbus.
Ooh, yeah, that's tough.
But Columbus is east of Mother Bears East.
What about Mother Bears Main? Like, that's your main store.
Okay. Mother Bears Main.
MBM. Mother Bears Main, Mother Bears West,
Mother Bears Mother Brain, MBMB. MB West. What happens if you go west of the west side of Bloomington, though?
Then you just call it Ellettsville or Spencer. Yeah, not going to do that? Not in the cards?
No, we need to shop this. Can you get like 2 or 3 more restaurant tours from Bloomington in here to...
Dude, so I've thought about I want to do
a panel
podcast and about where we have 3 guests. Oh, and it's just like, I have like you, Jeff Meese, and like 3 pizza guys all together.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Honestly, I think just Jeff and I and you together. Like, yeah. That's a 3-part episode.
And then it's like we have you guys duke it out and you're in a Munchie Madness costume and he's in a Big X Bargain costume.
It's a fairy godmother bear versus the Pizza X guy or whatever they call him. Super X guy. I don't know. Superheroes, real original, Jeff. Yeah. Boy, oh boy. I love you, Jeff Meese.
We're going to clip that out of context. I hope you know that. That release you signed was for that right there. So we could clip that and be like, Mother Bears thinks Pizza X is a joke.
Yeah, Pizza Wars. We started Ice Cream Wars last time.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you poo-pooed all over Culver's. Yeah.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like... I mean, that's custard.
Oh.
Yeah, I can poo-poo on custard.
Technicality.
Yeah, sweet eggs. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about. We don't.
Yeah. We need to open Chocolate Mousse Mother Bears hybrid shop sometime. That'd be cool. That'd be fun.
Or maybe we can. No, it's ice cream. It's hard. We've thought about doing more desserts than just the brownies, but because we're a high volume pizza restaurant, it's hard to fit any type of dessert concept into what we already do and do it well.
Right. Yeah.
Because there's kind of an appetizer station, there's a fryer station, cut and make. That's pretty much what we've got. So we can't really make room for a dessert station or ice cream espresso bar type of thing.
I mean, you could have just
bars.
said no, but
I was giving you time to think. To spitball before.
No, so for real though, are brownies it? Are brownies it for dessert? Do you even do them a la mode?
Nope.
All right. I was about to say,
where will we keep the ice cream?
yeah.
You know?
Do you ever you talked about, a new menu item expansion and having to rearrange. Do you think there's any new menu items on the horizon for Mother Bears?
Oh, I love you, the king of the Segway, Uncle Segway. So
we call him that because he's really good at riding segways.
Yeah.
His other nickname's Paul Blart.
Yeah. we just released a new menu, and we have boneless wings now.
Oh.
We added ghost roast barbecue sauce, which is, don't be afraid of it, folks. It's ghost pepper barbecue sauce, but it gets hot, but it goes away quickly, and it's not like a challenging type of sauce.
Yeah, well, the ghost pepper cheese is approachable.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So 4 out of 5, Mother Bears.
Yeah,
is
but if
what
you're
it
afraid
is.
of ghosts, stay away.
Don't do it. Yeah, ghosts aren't real either. So that's okay.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think ghosts are real?
It's after
Really?
Halloween. No. When have you ever seen anything supernatural? And I will challenge you to say that we all have high definition cameras in our pockets right now. If a ghost or anything supernatural ever occurred, we would have caught it on camera by now.
No, but it's an energy. You're not going to pick it up with light. It's not visible. It's an energy.
Okay, so boneless wings, ghost roast. And then also a mango habanero sauce where I'm not going to, no.
No, I'm glad. That was perfect.
Thanks, guy.
Not going down that route. Not again.
My wife is listening to this right now. Like, oh God, go.
He's getting riled. He's 2.5 beers deep. He's getting riled. It's like she knows that's one of your triggers is talking about ghosts.
You're just winding me up and you're holding me on a track. And I'm like, look at him go. So the second sauce we added was a teriyaki. Ginger, Asian love there. And then mango habanero, where we got a mango habanero sauce in, but we also have some mango pulp or puree that we add, puree that we add to it to kind of spice it up a little bit. So those are some wing sauces we added. We added those boneless wings, like I say. We did partner with Anthony Leal with the basketball team to make the Leal deal.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about that. Yeah, he's a Bloomington South kid, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Basketball.
What's the Leal deal?
The Leal deal. You can get yourself a regular order of boneless wings and a cheese bread for $12.95. Valid for carry-out, delivery, or dine-in at any Mother Bears Pizza location.
I lob it up, slam it home.
Out of here. And then the more exciting thing for your listeners and now viewers is we added Ray loves the bear puns, man. The cheeseburger pizza.
Oh.
It's like a burger sauce, so similar to what a Thousand Island dressing would be, with ground beef, onions, tomatoes, cheddar cheese.
Is it still like a red sauce base?
No, it's the sauce.
It is the Thousand.
The sauce is a Thousand Island sauce. So it's
Big Mac sauce.
Dude,
you
sue you, dude.
That.
Yeah,
you can't say that.
Exactly. You're gonna take your other O out of here.
They're gonna be coming out for the S's. They're gonna be they're gonna be going for the consonants.
Yep, it's gonna be a no kiss before they're done with it. So that's one pizza we added. We also added a taco pizza. It's called the Malibu Modern. The base is a corn and black bean salsa and refried beans and some seasoning with, again, ground beef, tomatoes, black olives, onions.
Why is it called the Malibu Modern?
You can get Ray on the podcast and answer 22 years worth of questions for me. Okay. I would love that. It's near Mexico.
Okay. All right.
It's down by Mexico way.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's a Mexican Cali Mex pizza.
Okay.
See how I saved that one?
That was great.
And then with like a cheddar fontina and more seasonings, for the cheese. And you can build your own with any of these sauce bases, whether it's the cheese burger, because it's Mother Bears, you get it? It's like
absolutely.
Mother Bears, and then instead of a cheeseburger.
I feel like that might be a kind of polarizing name. polar
Polar bear. Yeah, I got it.
So you guys do
Yes.
you guys do pulled pork on some stuff,
Yeah,
right?
I'm not done yet.
Oh,
Let's,
like, don't you dare,
let's
sir!
put a pin in that because we gotta get to the Big Ben. From the land of tea and crumpets.
The Big Ben. Oh, I was thinking Steelers quarterback.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you should
Okay.
be more cultured and try our bear malade sauce.
Oh, Jordan, the furthest east you've gone is Pennsylvania. That's great. It's awesome.
Exactly.
You're like actually the least surprising thing I've heard all day.
Yes, there's more to the world in America here, Unky Jordan.
You fooled me.
Yeah. Bear malade.
Okay. What?
It's a sweet jam marmalade sauce that is surprisingly good.
Yeah, mocha chocolate.
Yeah.
Real lady marmalade.
Marmalade.
I feel like Little Kim's sitting right across from me.
Yeah,
I'm
that.
sure you get that all the time.
And which one are you in that equation, Jordan?
I'm Pink. Is Pink in there? Christina Aguilera.
Yes.
I'm a genie in a bottle.
Bear up me the right way. Ooh, explicit warning. Luckily on this podcast, after you
Oh, yeah.
singing that song, boy,
Absolutely.
the filth our parents let us listen to back then. Holy cow!
Don't even get me started. I'm a preacher's kid.
Oh,
My mom didn't want us to say fart. She wanted us to say fluff.
okay.
Yeah, reasonable.
I've sworn multiple times in the past, however many minutes we've been talking,
Didn't
and
catch a single one.
I think I think fluff is kind of cute.
Yeah, it's like marshmallow.
Yep. Oh,
Marshmallow. Ooh, fluff.
just more fluff coming out of your mouth here.
I don't care if everyone's like, dude, this was the worst episode you ever had. It went off the rails 20 times. I'm having fun. I'm having fun.
This is what happened
That's all
the
it
first
matters.
time, man.
I know.
This is what happened the first time. It's just like, I'm saying something very sincere that's like dear to my heart about meeting my wife or
Yeah, I don't know.
like owning kind of a regionally famous restaurant. I'm like, oh yeah, where were we at after that? Because
We're talking about fart.
fluffs.
yeah. Fluff it up.
Ay, ay, ay.
Do you remember?
No, that's why we need to tell a story.
Sorry. Garrett,
yeah.
do you know where
Oh,
we
so
were at?
Some
we were
kind
at
of
the-
sauce.
Marmalade.
sauce.
Marmalade.
Bear malade or something.
Bear malade.
Yeah.
So the Big Ben from the land of tea and crumpets. If you put bacon and feta on it, it is a little sweet, but it's a very rich kind of pizza, and it's something that we like to set ourselves apart in certain ways, and having the bear malade is one of those ways. So we got boneless, we got teriyaki, we got mango habanero, we got ghost roast, which aren't too crazy. It's not like some challenging hot sauces. We got bear malade, we got taco, we got cheeseburger. Oh, and then we got some hard boiled eggs for salads.
Oh, dude, that's actually kind of huge.
Yeah.
I'm a big egg on salad guy and egg salad in general.
But the weird thing, now we can talk inside baseball too, but the weird thing is when you start adding like an egg to a salad that's already established, somebody orders one, they're like, why the hell is there an egg on my salad?
Yeah.
So it's interesting to try let's introduce a chef salad that's similar to our Cobb salad, but we throw it on a Cobb salad and people say, well, why you got an egg on my Cobb salad all of a sudden? There's
Yeah,
some weird
that's like-
questions that that you
That's
gotta,
tough. It's like you really have to train your servers, your people taking orders over their phone to be like, oh, just so you know. And that's obviously easier said than done
Yes.
to get everyone to remember to do that.
Mhm.
Otherwise-
On order 550 of Friday night,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just getting your ass kicked. And it's
Yeah.
like, you forgot to tell them about the egg.
Exactly.
What?
But and it enhances the menu, but then like you get into the logistics and planning and training of all that, it can get
Well,
tough.
that's a lot. Yeah, I mean, just rolling. I mean, we've done different menu rollout, item rollouts, and like you got to get it in the point of sale. You got to get it on the menus. You got to have the staff trained.
Didn't you have a coconut milk or a vegan milk thing with your ice cream?
Yeah, we were making them with coconut milk, then switched it to oat milk, and some people were not happy. I mean, and overall, it's been good. It's been better. It was the right thing to do.
Right.
But like the people that like the coconut, and I understand, I get it. It had a nice flavor to it, and when it was good, it was really, really good. Like I feel like the ceiling on it was higher than the oat milk one,
Right.
but it was so wildly inconsistent because of just the nature of coconut milk
Yes.
that
With
sometimes
cream and separation. Is that right?
yeah, and just like whatever batch you got, that sometimes it would be really hard and crumbly, and all the time would be getting ordered on sugar cones and try to hand out a crumbly ice cream on a sugar cone. It's impossible. So you end up having to put it in a cup, flipping it upside down. And people are like, well, I ordered a cone. I don't want to eat this with a spoon. So yeah, it's in some, but it's in all of it. All 5 vegan flavors had coconut undertones. And some people don't like coconut.
Right. I'm one of those people.
Yeah. And I like coconut, so I enjoyed it. But the oat milk is extremely consistent. It's always the same. And there's no coconut undertone to it.
And you get a good consistency, not only from the product, but consistency of product.
Exactly. And we've had people be like, oh, like I ordered vegan. They mistake it for the normal, which to me is the highest compliment you could get for your vegan ice cream.
Oh,
you know
hell
what
yeah.
I mean? Be like, you gave me the wrong one. It's no, actually. Like, that is just how good it is.
Yeah.
Season 5 of the No Dishes podcast is brought to you by VisitBloomington.com. VisitBloomington.com is the best resource for restaurant and culinary information, special events, fun activities, places to stay, and more in our area. We share a similar mission here on the No Dishes podcast of highlighting local businesses and the people who make our community unique. We can't thank them enough for hopping on board. Check them out at visitbloomington.com to easily plan your next meal, visit, or night out on the town.
Those interesting challenges that go on, like, behind the scenes when you're talking to your management staff and the rest of your staff and anybody who's had ideas, because we all work in this for so long, like, what wacky ass pizza combinations have come up in Mother Bears, for this long, or somebody brings in one simple ingredient. For a while I made like a little relish or salsa out of banana peppers, jalapeno peppers, garlic, and green peppers, and I would just chop it up super fine and then like serve it to my roommates. And they're like, "Yo, make it with that relish or that salsa, whatever it was." All it was fresh garlic and those 3 ingredients, and it like kind of made something, made the stuff that we eat 2 or 3 times a week pop.
Yeah. Well, and that's like, I mean, the amount of times that I've made something that's like off menu and it's like, man, we should just put this on. Like, it's, if you make stuff that you like, the chances are whether it's podcast, food, whatever. If you're making something that you enjoy, chances are other people will enjoy it too.
Yeah. But I always got, this is my thought on that. You have to consider anything that you do, no matter how great of an idea it is, like ice cream at Mother Bears or a la mode brownies, anything. What does Welcome Week Little 5 Homecoming look like? Can we do it then? Because there's no sense in saying, well, we can't do thin crust because we're too busy. We can't do a la mode because the bartender is too busy. So I always kind of think of things as like, if we can't execute it during our highest volume, holy shit moments, then we almost shouldn't consider it.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's a different thing between Tuesday or Wednesday morning and then Friday or Saturday night.
Right. That's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah. But you want to expand your menu too. So like you're fighting the menu expansion. You're fighting doing things better and bigger with what can we actually execute during our craziest time.
Yeah. What's realistic?
Yep.
So can we talk about pulled pork now?
Yeah. Good job.
Thanks. I know. I remembered. I'm proud. So one of the OG food trucks at the very first Food Truck Friday we had, September something, 2014. There was 5, and one of them was Great White Smoke.
Yep.
And I saw a post from Dave White himself that you guys just partnered. And I'm like, oh, I'm recording with Mark tonight. Or was it yesterday? I don't know. And I'm like, I'm going to talk to him about it. So how'd this partnership come to be with Great White Smoke?
We went to the Piazza Produce food show that was at Lucas Oil. And we were, kind of, you run the concourse and you're just filling yourself full of food. But also thinking like, hey, this is a company trip. So we've got, the managers and Ray and I, like, we're going to St. Elmo's after this. So we got to like save some space. And we ended up going to the, I forget, and I apologize, the name of the sauce company that has the ghost roast, but they were serving all their sauces on Great White Pork. And we're like, oh man, this pork is pretty good. And so we kind of started talking to Dave about, we actually use pulled pork. We use it for a sandwich, for, a pizza topping. It'd be interesting to taste this on one of our pizzas. Sure enough, we got a sample, made a Bubba's Bodacious barbecue because alliteration just really sells the food. And we made a Tuscaloosa touchdown with it. And you can tell the difference, just the quality, small batch deliciousness that it is. It's still juicy when we get it. There's not too much fat, but there is enough fat, to keep it nice and moist. But there's no kind of like burnt ends or crusty, stringy
Yeah.
edges to it. And we kind of just made a decision. But it's great to also, partner with local producers.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
we're
it's
doing.
best. You're improving the product and supporting. It's why would you not?
Yeah. So we just got our first batch in this morning. Like, no kidding. I just saw Sean this morning. I came to pick up some stuff for payroll and saw him, and he had a big old box. So
is it already? Have you gone through all the other old pork that you were using? Has it been implemented yet, or do you know?
by the time of airing, yes, we
Yes.
have.
Yeah.
All great. It's all great right now.
I was gonna say by the time of airing, I figured it'd be okay.
Yeah.
We're on November 7th. This will be. I know I didn't change it. Normally I change it. So that's if anyone's caught it. That's a little Easter egg I normally like to have. No, but I didn't do it this time.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah, do it. So normally the Easter egg I have is like the record date is on there, and then you can see when we
I
actually.
think he's the
recorded.
only person that's actually ever even touched that thing other than you as well. So
Yeah,
the
that's
one time you didn't change it, he's got you. He's
Yeah.
got your
Oh,
back. Yeah.
We're about to start gambling.
He's got my back. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Okay, how does this work?
All right, I'll bet you $20 this ends up 5 or higher.
Okay. I'll bet you
No,
$50.
Don't worry nothing. Don't worry nothing.
I'll bet you $50 that I beat you. How do you get 8 on a 6-sided?
Yeah, so I haven't quite figured them out. So this one I think goes up to 5. This one, I said 5 or higher. I really screwed myself.
Yeah,
up.
this is great podcast material. As like two dum-dums just stare at cubes.
Yeah, it's just like,
1,
ooh,
6,
shiny
8.
object.
Yeah, somehow we got an 8 on there. Okay, cool.
Huh. You know, I call bingo. It's one of the things, one of my side hustles is I call bingo.
I kind of knew that.
And our call for 8, I'll be like, so I'll just be calling numbers, and then that'll come up. I'll be like, sometimes I like to sit, and I've got 100, 200 college kids all looking at me. I'm like, sometimes I like to just sit back and think, ain't it great to be 8? And they're just like, oh, God damn it. I know. I really just like set
I
it up.
can't even save you on that one, Unky Jordan.
Yeah, I know. It's just I've got some other ones. I'll tell you when we're not recording.
You're like, can you quit touching my set?
No, that's great.
Really?
Yeah, do you wanna pretend someone's calling?
Yeah.
Let's just see how. Wait, no, hold. It's got to ring first. Ring, ring, ring,
Ring.
ring.
Okay.
Ring, ring, ring.
There's multiple ways we could have done that better. Like with,
Oh, we're good.
oh, hello.
Yeah, I'd like to order a Munchie Madness.
Carry out or delivery.
Delivery, please. I'm stoned as hell and scared to leave my apartment.
Wow. Well, thank you for being safe, Unky Jordan. May I have your address, please?
Yeah.
No, don't but there could be people listening. You said some wild shit tonight, so give me a fake one.
11122 Rolling Springs Drive.
Okay, 111222 Rolling Springs Drive. What can I get you today?
Yeah, it's like I aforementioned stoned. Could I get
Really?
what?
I'm talking not to the phone anymore. Relax with that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just a regular person that is hungry for no reason.
But still being safe
Yes.
while using something much safer than what I'm using now. Wow, we're going off the rails. Munchie Man, 10-inch or 14-inch?
Oh.
Because you can upgrade that 10-inch for $5 if you'd like.
Only $5.
To a 14-inch pizza, it's double the pizza.
You know what? So I've always heard that just a few inches on a pizza could really increase the overall volume.
Do you want to talk about the math? This is actually fun. This is fun to do because people have argued.
I know, yeah.
Have argued. Have you gone through this before?
No. But I know it's a thing. How it's like, it's only 2 inches more. It's like, no, it's 2 inches more all the way around.
Dude, it's big. Why am I still talking into the phone?
No. Keep it going.
Okay.
You're good.
So,
The circumference isn't 2 inches more. It's the diameter that's 2 inches more, right? So
Well, yeah, exactly.
it's exponentially more surface area.
Yeah, so it's
when
2
you-
inches
radius
times
squared.
times pi.
There we go.
it's a radius
Pizza
squared.
pie.
Maths.
Dude, your puns, man. I love it. So, for us, medium is a 10-inch to a 14-inch is, so if you have the square inches of the pizza, I know I'm going to keep on going.
No, that's, I'm
Is,
looking at the
how
monitor
is it?
of
Still
you
on
on the phone, and it's so good.
Okay. So it's, area is pi times radius squared. So 25 times pi would be our 10-inch. Well, a 14-inch pi times radius squared. 49 pi. 2 times 25 is 50. So we're 3.14 square inches off of having 2 10 inches equal a 14 inch. So when you order that Munchie Madness and you pay $5 extra, you're getting a whole another 10-inch pizza for $5, Jack.
I didn't tell you my name yet. That was good. That was emphatic. I was like, boom.
Yeah, I really wanted to go through a full order, but
No, yeah, that would have been great. So that address, that was the address I grew up on.
really,
Yeah, up in north side of Indy.
no kidding.
Carmel, as some people call it.
Okay, Rolling Springs, you say?
Yeah, so I always thought it was funny because I was thinking fake address to say, and I always thought that address sounded fake. Like 11122 Rolling Springs Drive. Like it sounds fake.
And now Papa John's going to show up at your parents' home.
Yeah, no, there's a new family there. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, all of our so many listeners are going to show up there.
Yes.
Like, oh, is this the Breaking Bad house?
You don't think Papa John's got some AI skimming all the podcasts that get released on?
Oh, that's true. So speaking of Breaking Bad, wasn't there a whole thing about like the pizza on the roof?
Yes.
How did that affect business? Did you see Did you see a big
Yeah. When People in A magazine names you one of the top 10 pizzerias in the country in the late 80s. And then Walter Wright throws a pizza on top of a garage. Like, whoa, we need more staff here. Batten down the hatches. There's a pizza on a TV show.
I figured that's what funded the Westside.
Yeah,
was that one
exactly.
Breaking Bad episode.
Yes.
Everyone's like, well, I'm craving Mother Bears now.
Yes. Oh, God. I just exercise self-control again. Yes.
Remember it because I want to hear it when we're not recording. Our tradition is we have to shout out before we let you go. You gotta shout out other local places.
Yes.
That you like to go and you and your wife and date night spots, favorite burger.
Yeah.
Best pizza not called Mother Bears.
Orbit Room. You jackass. Orbit Room. I mean, they've had us a couple times to play shows there. Plus, I'm a pinball head. Got a couple at home.
Oh, nice.
And TV Mike is just such a great guy.
He's a G. He's the man.
What they're building, like with the music community, and as a native Chicagoan, hot dogs, the guy's got a special place in my heart. So, Orbit Room is amazing.
Yeah, Mike booked the music for the Visit Bloomington concerts too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Molly Tuttle and
Yeah.
all that. So shout out to him.
Yeah, great dude. As far as like a specific dish, the cumin lamb at Long Fei.
Ooh, I don't know if I've ever ordered lamb from a Chinese place.
If like I'm gonna eat lamb if it's on a menu. I'm eating lamb.
No, I'm a big lamb guy.
But it's a little bit spicy, but it's absolutely delicious. So the cumin lamb. Shout out to my big little brother Ben for introducing me to that.
Did you watch Lamb Chop growing up?
You're demented.
What?
No, my little sister did though. So my little sister watched it.
Sorry.
It's okay. I still love lamb. I don't. We are. Wow. We're getting close, dude. We're getting close.
Doing great, bud.
Saganaki at Trojan Horse. Boy, they got the cheese back and it's delicious. Pun?
The kids would say it's lit. Yeah. Huh? Come on.
That was actually,
You put me on the spot.
Yeah,
I'm going to deliver for Mother Bears. Boom.
Yes.
Oh.
See, dude.
I thought we were about to high five. So.
Oh,
I got excited. I thought.
Yeah, we got. We got. It doesn't matter if the joke is good or bad as long as it was quick. Apparently.
Yeah. Story of my life.
Yeah.
Quality? No. Timing? Meh.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So that's there's always the classic, like our date night is usually C3 going to see Matteo, see Allison, and see Chef, and whatever the hell they got going on, whatever Chef special is usually what we'll get. And Grace has finally like broken me down to where we will share. We have to share. Before I was like, Depression era Mark.
Yeah,
where it's
this is mine.
Yeah, I'd growl at her when she like looked at my food. Now it's like, okay, we'll get, plus we just don't eat a lot. So we'll get, one appetizer, one entree.
And you're good.
And yeah. We're
Really?
usually, and like a salad or something, we'd share it.
Okay.
2 entrees is usually kind of pushing it, even if we just ate that.
Yeah.
So the Muhammara at C3.
When you said C3, I don't know right away I pictured CC's. Just the C had me like picture C. I'm like, oh, like pizza buffet. Have you ever been to a CC's?
I've never been to a CC's.
Really?
It's not because I'm a pizza snob. It just
never happened. I mean, I don't think they ever had one down here, did they? Anyway, but what was I? Oh, the topic of sharing is a very in my friend group is a hot topic.
Yeah.
And with Abel, who used to be, shout out to Abel,
Yep.
A big part of growing No Dishes to where it is today. He would always say I have a wandering fork.
Yes.
To where I'm a big hey guys, let's get one of these. We'll all share. We'll all try a bunch of the menu.
Yep.
And one of my good buddies, Tim, is very anti that. But Lovey, who owns the Moose, we share an office. We are very big sharers. You walk in oh buddy, look what I got. And to celebrate 1 year of being sober, we went to the Elm. And it's me, Lovey, his wife, and my buddy Tim. And Tim still to this day, I mean, this was months ago, but still we'll just be dude, watching you and Lovey communicate across the table about what we were going to share. He's it was watching two, people that have danced their whole lives together. Or just an offensive coordinator and a quarterback, they're on the same page.
Yep.
Well, you thinking this? Cool. We'll get a side of this. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we'll roll over here, go for the entree, maybe a little red, little white meat. And so I'm just want to say I'm a big proponent for sharing food.
Good.
And I just thought it was funny that when you can develop a rapport with someone,
Yes.
to where you already have a game plan, you can both look at the same menu and be get on the same page.
It took a while to get there, but it's a developed skill.
So do you like it now that Grace has broken you down? Do you see the pros of it?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
I don't like it. Let's not get crazy here. Well,
I go along with it.
I'll tell you, if I've got a delicious a rack of lamb from the Irish Lion, and I see your fork coming over here, you're catching a fork.
Okay.
Your fork ain't ever going to get within 3 inches of his plate ever again.
Say, hey, Brad, you can go ahead and fork off right now.
Yeah. You want to use your words, Jordan? Would you like a bite? But just coming over here, I'll
I'm an asker. I mean, I don't unless I already have that relationship with you, where I just know that's what we do. I'm never just gonna do that to someone that we haven't established that.
I'm growing.
We have to have that define the relationship.
No, not you and I.
Not you and I. I'm saying, but with people,
right?
We've
been having a great time, but now I'm starting to.
That's all right. I usually don't make it past 2 hours with people. It usually starts out great, and then it's just
then we start crying and not talking.
Yeah,
which is great for a podcast.
Yeah, well, I'm single anyway.
I'm
joking. You made that so much worse than it. It was a subtle joke.
I'm used to puns. I'm used to bad puns, and then then you go sad Jordan boy, and I bought into it.
No, that was me suddenly throwing that out there. For anyone was oh, he is I've been eyeballing him for a while. This guy's a catch.
Yep.
But so back to C3, they made surprisingly enough, just because I don't think of them you would think shrimp and grits, you're going down to New Orleans or something.
Yeah.
They made the best shrimp and grits I've ever had.
Yep.
It was sweet potato grits.
Okay.
Or something. And it was, I'll never forget that dish. And then I love the rotating deviled eggs too.
Yes. And whenever pork is the chef special, go ahead and get it. Just stop.
Okay.
What you're doing and get, if there's some sort of pork or homemade pasta, just absolutely phenomenal.
Because what I've always said too, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, I miss No Coast. There's no place for good seafood." Their fish special is always top tier.
We're just gonna go through the whole menu now at this point.
Yeah. So everything.
The tomato soup, and I'm not a soup guy. I'll eat soup if it's there, but I wouldn't call myself a soup guy. Just a traditional man who likes soup in a normal way.
Okay,
but if
you're not defined by my
soupdom.
Yeah.
If they have tomato soup on, I'm getting it. It is so amazing, absolutely rich. They always got the Grand Palm, cheese on top of it. If there's tomato soup at C3, stop what you're doing, go get it. It's delicious.
Did you ever have the roasted tomato soup at Sweetgrass back in the day?
No.
The original. It was to me, that's where I like set my bar for tomato soup. So I'm gonna have to go try that and like.
Can you tell Ben, my bandmate and friend, if you're looking at that camera, can you tell him that I'm not a soup guy?
I'm over here.
Yeah, but you could.
That's you. I got this. Ben, Mr. Frazier, Mr. Hajduk has sent me to to tell you that he is not a soup guy.
But I do like soup.
He likes soup, but he is not defined by his
I would
relationship
be a
with soup.
guy. You know,
He likes things a little more firm and put together.
Yeah.
Not as loose.
well, I'll eat a soup. You know?
Soup's all loosey goosey. Like, figure it out, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, jeez.
Gotta have a container to hold you together.
You know, a little bread to dip you in. Come on,
Yeah.
put it on the bread. Ridiculous.
You guys have really stewed on this topic.
Hey, there he is from the rafters. Thanks, Garrett. That was good. It's like you think I'm bad. Wait till he starts talking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What?
It's like beef stew. What's the deal with it, huh? Yeah.
Shit.
All right. Anything we missed?
No.
That was cool. That was
You got.
fun.
Congratulations on the sobriety.
Thanks, man.
Congratulations on the set. It's really cool. Really like happy with what you're doing here, and thanks for having me back again. It's really nice to get to know you, and I know we are bad together at times.
No, that's good.
We've
Well-
only spent like now what apparently is 5 hours together.
Yeah, I know.
in front of microphones.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, we did hang out after last time,
yeah.
so I don't know if that counts as a separate time. But if that's all one, this is our second time
Yeah.
ever. Have we even ever crossed paths in public? Because I don't think we have.
I don't think so. I don't really just go out to
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like we would have crossed, because I've crossed paths with everyone in public, but I've never been like, oh, there's a Mark in the wild.
Yeah. Nope. And if you do,
Just keep walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that shit storm.
No. Just honestly read Grace's face. If she's like, yeah, he's approachable, then you go ahead. But if it's like, move on. Yeah.
Okay.
You got Hurricane Mark.
Yeah, because that's going to be weird the first time that happens. Because now there's all this build up to where we're just going to be like, do we need maybe we just have like a handshake that we unleash the first time we see each other in public.
That's too much for me. Yeah, it's too
So
big
we'll
of a
stop at 3.
too big of a pattern. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
you had a forward and backwards.
What about like a...
That's really in depth. Yeah. We'll have to.
That was natural.
Can we get a replay on that, Garrett, with the Mother Bears telestrator?
This replay brought to you by Mother Bear's Pizza.
We have to go to the VAR booth on that one.
Yeah. Well, if you're still listening, I'm sorry. If you made it through all of this.
Big finish.
Yeah, you are a true No Dishes fan. No, Mark, I didn't think this could possibly live up to the last time. And somehow it wildly exceeded. Yeah. Thanks for being you, man. Thanks for everything you do. Mother Bears is amazing. I mean, I feel like, honestly, all jokes, like I learned from sitting down, like some of the things you've talked about, I'm like filing away for like, oh shit, like we need to do a better job of that at the Moose. And so, and it shows in the product. I meant that, like when I go to the Westside, when I go get a couple slices from campus, like it's so consistent. It's so good. It's really the sauce. I mean, the dough's up there, but that sauce is just always fresh and vibrant. And Mother Bears it's top tier, man. And Dave Portnoy can go himself.
Oh man, yeah. Go.
I thought we were gonna make it the whole time without talking about that guy.
Yeah, whatever. You have 400 million followers. Let them. People have their own opinions.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, they're wrong, but they have their own opinions. Let them have it. That kind of sucked. But what are you gonna do?
It doesn't matter. I mean, you guys are you're it. You know what I mean? Like you're not. It's not
his style. It's not.
No, exactly. It's not his style, and it's not like you're an upstart. You're like nobody's not gonna go to Mother Bears now because they're like, oh, that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Has he been to any other Bloomington pizza joint?
I think he went. Did he go to
Da Vinci's?
I don't think he went to Da Vinci's. I feel like I want to say he maybe went to Eric Gordon's Greek.
Okay.
I could be wrong though, but I don't remember. I just remember it was a big deal that he went to Mother Bears and wasn't I don't know.
I was so emotionally scarred I can't watch him on the U or the Tube anymore after
you're
what
not
happened.
missing out.
Yeah.
Kind of a.
Let him do his thing. I don't give.
No, I know.
shit.
Yeah. Well, hey, I will respect the hustle of building something from nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
And like if we could do that with No Dishes, then awesome.
And what you said before is like, kind of taking bits and pieces. I've heard other episodes where you kind of learn, and that's what's really cool about the restaurant community here is kind of crowdsourcing ideas, getting things together so that you always make a better decision when there's more opinions. Unless they're Dave Portnoy's. But if you get more ideas in a room, it'll help you make a better decision. And that's what a philosophy that we've introduced at Mother Bears, where it's like, I don't do it 40 hours a week anymore. I did it since I was 15 years old at different pizzerias, so I kind of know what I'm talking about as far as how to operate a pizzeria.
Yeah.
But it's been 5 or 6 years since I've actually done it on the floor. What do the people who do it 40, 50 hours a week think?
Yeah, the boots on the ground.
Let's get everybody's opinions in, and then we can make a more informed decision and ultimately a better decision, and put your egos aside.
Yeah, that's great to like use the resources you have internally, but also collaborating externally with other people in the community.
Yes.
I mean, just the fact that you can joke with Jeff like that, you know what I mean? Like, we all like get along here in Bloomington. It's a really unique, cool thing.
Yes.
Keep an eye out for Mark and I's weekly side podcast called Doing Nothing. Doing Nothing. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
What another great episode. Thanks again to Visit Bloomington for being our Season 5 title sponsor. If you haven't checked them out yet, go to visitbloomington.com. This episode of the No Dishes podcast was recorded, edited, and produced by Garrett Portinga of Green Hat Media in beautiful downtown Bloomington, Indiana.
No dishes.
No Dishes Media.
No Dishes Media.